The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
The monkey is off the back. All toes are on the ground. 22 stops in 22.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe.
And Rattler just barrels over a defender and goes Superman at the 32-yard line.
Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden.
Been caught in the middle of the end zone in the back corner. It's Cooper Jones, and it's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Kit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Bullard Construction.
And Howe says they have the football. Howe has the football.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse.
Haley's going to keep it up the middle. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Austin Haley, who usually does it with his arm, does it with his feet.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
The Howe Bulldogs had the eyes of Texas upon them a week ago and came out smelling like a yellow rose. This week, Howe breaks out the road whites for the first time since snapping the 22-game losing streak. Oh, how things have changed since the last time those threads were suited up. Howe looks to move to 4-1 and clean up the penalty flag area before a raucous heavyweight battle with Leonard. But first things first, it's Howe at S&S. And it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteTexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Blake the Blizzard Burnett for today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup. Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Howdy, folks. To the District 8 3A Division II District Roundup. The district was well represented last week in non-district play, going 5-1. Bells, Blue Ridge, Gunner, Howe, and Leonard all won. Lone Oak did not win last week. The district is playing well coming into district play in 2 weeks. Everyone has a game this week, and next week the whole district will get a bye week to get well rested for district play. Gunner is 4-0. Howe, Bells, and Leonard are all 3-1. Blue Ridge is 2-2, and Lone Oak is 0-4. Gunner was in the big game of the district when they faced off with 3A Division I powerhouse Brock. Gunner ended up winning the game 21-16 in a great game. Tonight, Gunner will be playing Gladewater, usually a big-time Division I program. On the season, they are 1-3 so far, though, losing last week 52-14 to Malakoff. Howe had a big homecoming win over Tioga, 42-14 last Friday. The offense and defense was rolling, and this led to a big win for Howe. Tonight, Howe will travel to SNS for their last non-district game. SNS got their first win of the season last Friday, beating Whitewright 35-29. Bells traveled to Pilot Point last week and came away with a big win, 56-19. The slot T was hitting on all cylinders last Friday, and they look to do the same tonight as they are on the road again and taking on Callisburg, who beat Bonham 68-26 last Friday. Leonard travels to Trenton last week and got a big win, 45-0. Since the first game of the season, Leonard has been scoring and playing great defense, getting the shutout last Friday. Leonard will host Tom Bean tonight. Blue Ridge the last 2 weeks has been hitting their stride on offense, and last Friday getting a shutout on defense, beating Wolf City 49-0. Tonight, Blue Ridge will have a home game against Whitewright, who lost to SNS last week 35-29. Lone Oak is 0-4 on the season, and last Friday it wasn't as fun for them as the other teams in the district, losing 56-21 to Tyler Grace Community. Tonight they have a home game against Carlisle's. Hope everyone in the district has safe travels out to the games and safe travels home. Adios till 2 weeks from now.
Today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Welcome to the Linda Hamill Insurance Coaches Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach, lots of eyes on your team last week against Tioga. It has to feel good to have a resounding win in that situation.
You know, you always want to play well at home, and especially on homecoming because there's going to be a big crowd. And, you know, with the news channels coming for Game of the Week and Texas football being there, you know, we built it up as a big game to our kids because, you know, in my mind it was. I mean, there was a lot of eyes watching you. You want to make sure you perform. And so, you know, I was really happy the offense got clicking fast and, you know, the defense held them out. And so, you know, overall it was a good night.
You know, when people think of Howe, they think about really the passing game. You're sitting in week 4, you got more rushing yards than passing yards. A little bit different than what people think.
You know, Coach Cater and I talked a lot in the offseason about how to, you know, kind of tweak the offense and maybe help out the running game a little bit because the passing game was pretty good last year. Running game, it's not that they didn't churn out yards, but I thought there's more opportunities for some big chunk plays. And so we talked a lot about trying to blend together some philosophies and, we did that a lot throughout the offseason and through the scrimmages. And I think it's starting to pay off. And, whenever you can throw the ball well, it opens up running lanes. And whenever you run the ball well, it opens up passing lanes. So those things work, hand in hand. And, one of the things I said whenever I came in was, like you can ground and pound and win that way. But if you get behind, it's hard to come back. And if you just air it out, if it starts pouring rain, then it's hard to run that offense. And so we want to be able to do both so that we can kind of change what we do depending on, week by week or situation.
There's a lot of superstars on this team, and everybody knows who they are. The Haleys and the Cooper Jones and the Ryan Huffs and the Carson Daniels and the Rattlers, and there's a bunch of them. But there's a lot of unsung heroes on this team, too, that may not get the recognition. I'll give you a chance to talk about some of those, Colin Murphys and the Matt Hayes and people like that.
Definitely. Matt Hayes, he's a guy that could definitely play receiver and do a lot of stuff, but he's one of our best defensive players on the field, regardless of position. He plays safety, and he's just a tackle machine. And we try to use him in a lot of ways to put him in positions to make more plays because he proved that he can do it. But he doesn't even bat an eye about not playing as much offense because we just talked to him about his role on the defense is bigger than what his role would be on the offense. And he's unselfish and he doesn't care. He just wants to contribute to the team, and so he's really bought into his role. And then Colin Murphy also plays safety. He plays receiver a lot too, and his name hasn't come up as much, but he's made some good plays when he's gotten the ball. But he also does a really great job blocking downfield. And we talk a lot about linemen block for first downs and receivers block for touchdowns. And a lot of those big runs that we've had are because of guys like him that have sprung guys downfield blocking a safety or a linebacker. And so we make sure whenever we watch film that we highlight those unselfish plays that are getting that done for us.
Another aspect, everybody thinks about how they think about the offense. But it's the defense that has been playing really well too. Yeah, this is the best Howe defense statistically going back to 2016. What's the difference here?
We really went all in on the defense that we run, and we tweak a little bit from week to week, but we're not going to wholesale change what we do. Even our halftime adjustments are a lot of time it's tweaks to what we already do, and we're really big on trying to get kids to react and not think. And so at this point in the season, we feel like our guys know exactly what's expected of them, regardless of formation and situation, and so they're able to play really, really fast. And so we just preach that over and over again, playing really, really fast and physical. And we concentrate on tackling in practice and angles. But at this point in the season, the defense is installed. There's not anything new that we're probably going to teach our kids. We're just going to get better at what we do. And I think the results are starting to show.
And a couple of your players had interviews after the game, and they're bringing up your core values, which I didn't even know anything about, but they're spouting off stuff that you're doing. So you tell they're bought in.
Yeah, they're we have a set of core values, and there's 5 of them, and they're ones that a lot of people have stuff that are similar to, but we really talk about those a lot. They go by the days of the week, and we talk about those, and we reference them constantly throughout because we just believe that it's the attributes that are going to make up a winning football team or winning athletic program, and it's not just for football; it's for all athletics. And so we bring them up all the time, and our kids recite them. They all have them memorized. They do them whenever they're working out. We do core values where we're doing ab workouts, and they recite them. And so we do a lot of stuff with those, and so we bring them up all the time. And so we talk about how that's where their meaning comes in, because if they're just words on a wall, that doesn't mean anything. But if you can bring it up in moments where this is where that core value is coming to, you have to show yourself right there and prove that what that core value is and that you can live it and not just talk about it. And I think our kids are doing a really good job of showing that.
We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
All right, Coach, how much time do you celebrate before you turn the next page on to the next game?
We always tell the kids, have fun on the weekend, enjoy it, enjoy that victory. It's fun to win, and, there's never enough of them, no matter how many times you win. And so, we always tell the kids, enjoy it over the weekend. Coaching-wise, we pretty much that night, and then we start moving on to the next opponent the next day, so it's a little different for us. But for the kids, we build it up pretty big that night. We celebrate as a group, and, coaches, and, we hug on them and tell the guys who played a good game, and And then, but then on Monday, whenever we come to practice, we have a team meeting and we review some stuff from the previous game, some good, some bad, and some stuff we need to correct. And when we leave that meeting, that game's over with, and we're not referencing that game anymore from that point forward. We're worried about the next game. And so, about the weekend for the kids and about 12 hours for the coaches.
S&S, they got their first win a week ago against a banged-up White team. What are you going to see from them?
You know, Jeff Hill's done a really good job with that group, and you know, I think they were searching for an identity a little bit early, and that happens a lot when you bring in somebody new. And so I'm not completely surprised that they were trying to find their way early, but you know, I think they're settling in on what they really want to do, and he's done a great job of getting those kids in position, and they figured out a lot of things last week. And so I know their kids are going to be bought in and hungry to try to keep it rolling. You know, they've got some good players that, you know, they've got several guys that can really go. They broke a 99-yard run. They broke an 85-yard run. They have a big back that can, you know, do a lot of damage. They've got a lot of linemen. They bring in extra linemen on some stuff. So not too different than what Tioga kind of did, bringing in an extra lineman as a blocker. That they do a lot of that too. And so a lot of the things that they do, we've seen some of it before. But, you know, obviously S&S is going to have their own version of it.
Last non-district game before the big matchup with Leonard. What are some things you'd like to clean up in this final match? You know, definitely penalties. That's been we've had a big point of emphasis on that, and you know, we still are getting way too many of them, and you know, and penalties are one of those things where they're going to happen. And I'm not saying I agree with every single call, but if they get called, it counts. And so we've got to make sure that we don't put ourselves in a position to get called for so many. That's a big thing that we just have to clean up. And then just overall execution. You know, that we're getting better at what we're doing on defense, and I feel like we're kind of locked in on offense, but it could always be better. Coaches are always going to find, you know, the things to fix, and we think that there's still plenty of stuff that we could do better. And so it's just getting better at what we do and cleaning up the penalties.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Linda Hamill Insurance. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker in the opposite corner with tonight's opposing head coach. The opposite corner is brought to you by Michelle Carney Photography.
Joined now with S&S head coach Jeff Hill. Coach, you grew up in a coach's home. Both mom and dad were successful head coaches. It's almost like you were destined to be a head coach yourself.
Well, I mean, yeah, it felt like that. It's the only thing that I know, the only thing that I've ever known. Been with my dad out on the football field since I was 4 or 5 years old, dieseling the lines on the field and marking painting the lines, going out there and catching punts for a Coke and things like that. And so I've been out, been around sports my entire life. I owe sports a lot, and it felt like, everybody has a calling to do something, and I just felt like that was my calling, and it's a profession that I'm able to enjoy. I'm able to be around kids, have that competitive nature, where I think a lot of adults really look for and find other ways to do it. But man, I get to do it on a daily basis with these kids and see the impact that us coaches have on kids, and knowing and shaping and molding a kid from where they're at to where their potential is, and there's no other profession like it, and I enjoy it, and it's something that I couldn't see myself doing anything else, honestly. So
now that you're a head coach, do you ever stop and think, oh my gosh, I just sounded like my dad?
Yeah, my dad used to say the word Godzilla all the time, and I've inherited it 100%, and I say Godzilla all the time. He also told me one time, I think it was my junior year at practice, I told him, I did the wrong play. I ran it completely wrong, and I could hear him in the background going, "You're going to get me fired. You're trying to get me fired." So I've said that a time or two. And then one other phrase he said before was, it makes me want to jump off the back of the press box, sometimes. And so I've used those phrases. So I in the back of my mind, I'm going, oh, my gosh, sounds just like my dad. And it's never not a bad thing, but, it's it's just a habit sometimes because you've heard it your whole life. So.
Before being hired at SNS, you were the offensive coordinator at 6A Hebron since 2016, working for Brian Brazel. How much have you taken from his leadership and experience?
So Coach Brazel is a tremendous mentor to me, and on top of that, he hired really, really great people that I was able to learn from on top of. And but Coach Brazel, he always allowed us to be the head coach of our position. And whenever I was the offensive coordinator, I was the head coach of the offense. And so it was my job to run the offense as if I'm a head coach. He gave me responsibilities, administrative responsibilities. He gave me responsibilities within, Booster Club and field house facility improvements, signing responsibilities. So to other coaches and so being able to use the things that he gave me and the tools that he gave me and allowed me to be in that position really helped me for this position. Me and him talk once a week or if not more, and he's a tremendous asset to have and in my back pocket to call and say, Coach, I got a problem with this. What's your advice? And and he's been through a lot. He's done a lot, and even though he's been he's only a head coach at Hebron, the tradition, the way he ran the program, I mean, everything was just his first class. And I owe a lot to Coach Brazel. I owe, just being able to be in this position, I owe that to Coach Brazel 100%. He helped groom me to do this, and everything that he helped me do, I felt like I'm somewhat prepared. And if I'm not, I can call him, So having a coach who's in the THSCA Hall of Fame is that you can just call up anytime is pretty special, and it's a great asset and resource to have. So,
what was it about the SNS job that turned your head here?
Whenever I apply for head coaches or head coaching positions, and I applied for several. I was just trying to see what I could do to get, where we fit in for my family, and what I was really looking for is for a community that's accepting of my family, that it shares the same morals and values that I have. I grew up in small towns my whole life, and I'll just be honest with you, my daughter, she was going to school in Frisco, and when I had to go pick her up, I had to stand behind two glass doors. And I don't know her teacher, I don't know the principal, I know nobody. And so going to a place where I can walk in, I can wave to the secretary, I can walk right into her classroom and give her a hug, I can do the same thing with my son. That feeling, that security is second to none. And I didn't feel that where we were living at. And, so that's something I wanted for my family. And so that was a big thing, finding a community that accepted. And once I got there, sometimes your feeling it feels right. And so once I got there, first and second time, I really felt settled in. I felt at home, and it's been a tremendous move for my family. It's been a tremendous move for us. And man, I'm just excited to grow, and try to push these kids to the vision that I have, and hopefully it all works out real well. So.
Well, it all worked out real well last week. You defeated a good White Rat team for your first win as a head coach. Did you get to keep the ball? Any special mementos there?
Yeah, our running back, Chase Sloan, right as I was fixing to break everybody out, he stopped me dead in my tracks and said, "Hey, Coach Hill, this is your first win at SNS. Hopefully it's the first of many." And he said, "We're going to give you the game ball. 3 claps for Coach Hill, 1, 2, 3 claps." And so that was a real special moment, especially from a kid like him and the seniors presenting that to me. And I know it's for me, but, man, those kids needed it. So, I got the game ball, but all those kids, they needed a win so bad. And, it just felt like kind of the stars aligned for us to win. And White Rights, they're banged up, and they're going, they're going through some. Coach Wiggins he's fighting through some injuries right now, but man, those kids our kids and their kids just played their guts out, and it was all the way down to the wire, and everything just fell our way. You know, it's just what it came down to. And our seniors needed to win so bad. They couldn't stand it, and I couldn't stand it for them either. So I was happy and proud of them. They really needed it. So.
Last question, Coach. What kind of game you think we'll see tonight between Howe and S&S?
You know, if you know, they will handle the quarterback and keep him contained, you know, things will be okay. Howe's got a really good football team. They got good sized players, and they play with the edge. You can tell that, you know, Coach Brown's got them going in the right direction, and our kids are trying to build off of last week, you know, try to ride the wave of momentum that we've got right now. We understand that, you know, our goal is still our goal, and our goal is to get to the playoffs, and this game is just another you know, game to get us prepared for the big goal that we've got set in place. And so you know, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough-fought game. Both teams are going to play their guts out, and I'm excited to see what our kids can do. And two teams, small town, just playing the game of football the way it's meant to be played. And, man, there's nothing like it, you know, on Friday nights. And town, you know, everybody comes out, and it's an exciting feeling. And, you know, win or lose how things go, you know, our goal is still our goal, and we want our kids to focus on, you know, getting better each play, every single play. So I think you'll see a good match, good football team. So.
The Opposite Corner is brought to you by Michelle Carney Photography. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 8-3-1 in games played on September the 23rd. The first game ended in a scoreless tie at Bulldog Stadium in 1938 against Cumbie. The Dogs won 7 straight on this date from 1948 to 1994. Howe beat Tioga 21-0 in the final game played until last week. In 1965, Howe defeated the Pilot Point B team 12-0 and a year later defeated Valley View 20-12. In 1978, Howe blasted Alvord at home 41-6 behind a 4-touchdown performance by Mark Harper. In 1983, Howe racked up half 100 at Anna with a 50-6 win. Randy Gear rushed for 203 yards, and backfield mate Robert Perkins racked up another 187. In 1988, Howe beat Pilot Point in the rain on homecoming in one of the biggest wins in school history. Howe came back from a 14-0 deficit to win the game on an Adam Coffey 1-yard touchdown plunge with only 28 seconds remaining in the game. In 1994, Howe beat Bells 20-14 behind Marcus Taylor's 3-touchdown performance. In 1999, Howe lost at Quinlan 29-20, and in 2004, 2005 lost at Leonard 20-14. The Dogs were blasted by Honey Grove 55-14 in 2011 on this date, and in 2016 won big at Caddo Mills 56-27, where the Slot T Dogs rushed for over 500 yards for the fourth time in 3 seasons. Howe owns a 25-10 record in the series versus S&S. The first game was played in 1961 when Howe beat the Rams at Bulldog Stadium 28-6. Howe's first game at S&S came the following year in 1962 when the Rams got their first win over Howe 16-0. The Bulldogs won 11 straight over the Rams from 1983 to 1993. This included 6 straight shutouts of S&S during the Billy Hill defensive coordinator era from 1987 to 1992. A Ram 14-10 win at Bulldog Stadium in 1996 was their first since 1982. The Bulldogs have currently won 4 straight, dating back to 2014.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
What is it about the Road Whites? Crisp, clean, the best-looking uniform in North Texas? I mean, they're really a work of art. The last dawning of the White Knights created a honey of a ride home.
Monkey is off the back. All toes are on the ground. 22 stops in 22.
Interwoven into the stitching is an attitude that on this day in your house, we win.
Oh my gosh, what a catch by Ryan Howe. It's touchdown time in Texas. Breaks a tackle, 40, look out midfield. Breaks another tackle, here he goes to the 40, 35, 30, cuts it inside, makes a man miss, stiff arms inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
It's football time in Texas. Here we go. Live from S&S, where the new turf is surrounded by the old pipe rail and pom-poms. This, my friends, is Bulldogs football.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with a call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sadler, Texas. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Jake Roberts and Blake Burnett, the Blizzard. We're gonna have a pretty good game here tonight. The Howe Bulldogs come in at 3-1. Conversely, S&S 1-3. Howe wants to really make their mark over here on this new turf and maybe hike their leg on the pipe rail tonight because Howe is looking to move in that direction and make a statement that, hey, the first 4 games aren't just some mirage. The Howe Bulldogs want to make a statement tonight and say, hey, we're heading into district,
And if we can hang 70, baby, we're going to hang 70. But first is first. You got to get the win and prepare for the win first and not look down the road.
Yeah, this would be a great just a blast-off point from here into district to get this. Howe is favored here tonight by Vegas, and so,
Vegas.
And so you got to go out and play the game here, but you prepare for every opponent just like you would. It's Gunner or Bells or SNS or Tioga, whoever it is. But you want to end this on a good note, this non-district schedule, and get ready for district where you expect to really make some noise in this district.
Our Night Furniture sideline reporter is walking up the steps on her way up here. Caroline Slauson, we'll talk to her in just a moment. Blake Burnett, we will talk to you first. Big expectations tonight for the Howe Bulldogs. How do you see this one playing out?
I see a lot of points being on.
We're cutting in and out already. Okay, we'll work on that. We may have limited action from the Blizzard tonight.
Oh, no.
He's right above us. I don't know if that makes any difference. Normally he's right above us. So a good crowd has made it over here from Howe. A lot of black T-shirts. Now, we talked about that a few weeks ago. When you start winning, people start wearing the logo again. You go to Kroger and Albertsons, and all of a sudden you see Howe shirts. Haven't seen that in a long time, but you're starting to see it again. A lot of things happen when you win.
If you win, they will come.
That is a fact. Yeah, we're into the Rapid Electric tailgate party. Don't get shocked. Call them at 903-421-8100, Rapid Electric. Your starting lineups are brought to you by Hit Exterior, your hometown Howtown roofing company. Roofing with Bulldog pride, one shingle at a time. I'll go over the Howe offense. Up front for the Bulldogs will be the left tackle, sophomore Roman Garbrandt. The left guard, senior Aiden Burris. The center, all-district honorable mention, junior Malin Walker. The right guard, senior Brody McCollum. The right tackle, junior Michael Riddle. The ex-receiver, so will be split out far to the left side, is senior all-district honorable mention Ryan Huff, who has 8 catches for 193 yards. Career 37 catches, 601 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Opposite of him will be Cooper Jones, a second-team all-district wide receiver. 12 catches for 284 yards on the season, 5 touchdowns. He has rushed 11 times for 87 yards this year. And his career receiving numbers, 68 catches, 1,069 yards, 7 touchdowns. Slot receivers tonight, Colin Murphy, 9 catches, 109 yards. He's a junior. And Braden Ulmer, the sophomore, 11 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. Ulmer has also rushed 4 times for 424 yards. The fullback or running back tonight, Antoine Rattler, 65 carries, 435 yards. He had a big game a week ago. 4 touchdowns on the year. He also caught his first couple of passes last year. One of them went for a touchdown. He has 2 catches for 25 yards on the season. He'll be spelled at times by Carson Daniels, who has 18 carries for 51 yards and 2 catches for 32 yards. Both of those catches came last week as well. At quarterback, Howe's all-time leading passer in just about every category you can name. 4-year starter, second-team all-district a year ago. Senior Austin Haley, he's 45 out of 69, 2 interceptions, 784 yards, and 10 touchdowns through the air. He's rushed 29 times for 254 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Career-wise, 332 for 595, 21 picks, and 4,789 yards, 43 touchdowns for A.J. Austin Haley. And that's your Hit Exterior starting offense for the Howe Bulldogs. You want to give us the defense for SNS, Justin?
Yes, sir. Starting on the defensive line, a senior, number 72, Efren Hernandez. At nose tackle, a senior, number 54, Jackson Butterworth. Also defensive tackle, a senior, Skylar Hogan. At outside linebacker, junior, Landon Lewis. And the other outside linebacker is Paige Morgan. Inside linebackers, sophomore Justin Petty and senior Chase Sloan. In the secondary, at cornerbacks are Daniel Hernandez, a junior, and Kevin Sanchez, a senior. At the safeties, a free safety is Brett Stewart, a senior, and Braden Turner, a sophomore.
For Howe on defense, the Bulldogs will run out Tank Turner, a sophomore, on the defensive line at defensive end. Inside will be Malin Walker in his 30 tackles at nose guard. He's a junior, 2 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries. Defensive end will be Bryce Crosby, a senior with 31 tackles and 6 sacks and 10 tackles for loss. Linebackers, your leading tackler, Bo Stevens, 42 tackles. He's a sophomore. And Cooper Jones, the outside linebacker, he's a junior. Inside backers, Braden Ulmer, a sophomore with 4 tackles. Yeah, I don't think those are updated. And Carson Daniels, the inside backer, he's a senior. The cornerbacks tonight, Tristan Williams, a sophomore, 19 tackles and 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. And then last week, a great game at the corner, sophomore Garen Langford, 13 tackles and some great solo tackles. And he knocked the ball out on one play, too. Your safeties will be Matt Hayes, the senior, and Austin Haley, the senior, but he'll be spelled a lot by Colin Murphy, the junior. Howe in all white tonight. We got another hit exterior to go, don't we?
Let's go with the offensive line or the offense for SNS. We'll start on the offensive line. At left tackle, a freshman, 5'11", 230 pounds, number 74, Ashton Kemp. At left guard is a sophomore, Ethan Pogue. At center is Jackson Butterworth. He's a senior, number 54. Right guard, Skylar Hogan, also a senior. And then another senior, Efren Hernandez, on the right tackle. Wide receivers are Garrett Wise, a senior. Daniel Hernandez, a junior, on the other wide receiver spot. In the slot is Kevin Sanchez. They'll run an unbalanced formation. You'll see him line up along the offensive line. Riley Quillisi, a junior. Halfback is Chase Sloan. And then the quarterback, a senior, 6'1", 170 pounds, Brett Stewart.
That's your hit exterior starting lineups. Hey, we got some Howe people over here in the SNS bleachers. When the school song went on, we had some people in SNS with their dog ears up and doing the whole school song thing. So, these towns are close together, and so now I think you have the SNS school song. Let's go over your Howe Bulldogs overview. Your Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. Justin, we'll kind of combo in on this. The Howe Bulldogs overview, I think tonight, I don't think you're going to have to rely on your Cooper Haley to Jones, Haley to Huff. I think this could be a big night for Antoine Rattler.
I agree. I think Rattler, he had probably his best career game last week. Kind of recovered from that three fumble game 2 weeks ago. Had a great game last week, and I agree. I expect him to have a good game. He's averaging over 100 yards a game running the ball.
Defensively, Howe is putting up some pretty good numbers. Not allowing 28.5 points, I believe, on the season, which is the least amount they've given up in a long time. And that's 59 points to Commerce in there, which they scored on 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. So you take all that away, and the defense has played outstanding to start this football season.
I think this defense, a lot of us maybe thought that may have been a question mark coming in the season after,
Well, when you give up 500 yards a game almost.
Record-setting numbers last season, that was a question mark, but they have really gone far and beyond what we expected in just playing lights out each week, and had that hiccup there against Commerce a couple weeks ago. But I think they're playing great, playing a lot of playmakers on that defense.
Howe scoring 37 points per game. They've only allowed 2 sacks on offense all season. That was a big question mark coming into this season also. Howe is averaging 426.5 yards per game, 229 on the ground, and 196 through the air. You would think that would be flip-flopped, but Howe more rushing yards than passing yards. And they do their damage early, 59 first-quarter points, which is more than any other quarter. So Howe likes to get off to a really good start. That's your Howe Bulldogs overview. Howe Bulldogs overview is brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. Let's talk for the first time tonight. Our night furniture sideline reporter, Caroline, is in the house. A new turf over here in SNS. The first year we've seen that.
Yeah, it looks fresh, like very, very fresh.
You know what's weird about this field is there's such a slope off the end of the north end zone. For years, it was like a drop-off.
There's kids down there playing.
Yeah. They've kind of leveled it off, seems like a little bit, but it's still, if you look at the crown, at midfield, it somewhat slopes to either side. It's not flat across. It's a strange-looking field as it goes down towards the end zone.
Yeah, we're definitely on like an edge, edge of a property, I guess is a way to say it. I got to tell you, though, the last memory I have of us here was Moondog driving the golf cart and having so much trouble getting the golf cart up that slope.
Oh, yeah.
And into the gates. It was hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh, Moondog.
Oh, Moon.
Always in our hearts. Oh, Moondog.
Oh, yeah.
What's the temperature like? Is it starting to cool off?
I got to tell you, I didn't wear our long sleeve shirt today because I was like, it's not going to happen. It's too much. It feels great out here. The sun has at least gone down over the bleachers, and over on our side, the visitor side, it's fine. It's breezy. It's great. It's surprisingly feels great.
We're over here at SNS. They have a new head coach. His name is Jeff Hill. He's 1-0. He got his last win a week ago against a banged-up White team. Coach Hill came from Hebron, where he was the offensive coordinator for the past 5 years under head coach Brian Brazel for most of that time. And we think a lot of Coach Brazel at Hebron. I was a young broadcaster when he was at Hebron, and I was doing games for McKinney, and he was very good to me. And Coach Hill has a lot of good things to say about Brian Brazel, as a lot of people across North Texas do. The Howe Bulldogs make their way onto the field, and here come the SNS Rams making their way through their tunnel. Howe in all white pants, white tops, black helmets, black socks, and black shoes for the most part. SNS will be in red jerseys with white numbers and white pants and white helmets. Now, several years ago, we had big problems as SNS. Everybody went through that craze where they had red numbers and red jerseys and black numbers on black jerseys outline, and it was so hard for us to see. They've got it right. This is really easy.
These are pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. Red jerseys and big white numbers. So for the Howe Bulldogs, it'll be Brody McCollum, Ryan Huff, Aiden Burris, and Austin Haley will be the captains. Landon Lewis for SNS, along with Efren Hernandez, Garrett Wise, and quarterback Brett Stewart. And Caroline Slauson is in the huddle. I'll see if we can get this.
Coin toss. We got this coin here. It's got a head. It's got a tail. What would you like to call it? Tails. He said tails.
Austin Haley calls tails.
You won the toss.
And SNS has won the toss, and they want the ball.
Okay, guys, if you would get down there and face me.
And now the SNS Rams will turn their backs to the north end zone, and Howe will turn their backs conversely to the south end zone. Howe will be moving right to left from our vantage point. SNS the other way around. They shake hands at center court, and Howe will head over on the far side, which is the east sideline, and that's the visitor side. SNS comes over here. We're on the home side, and we're just about ready for the national anthem. Jeff Hill's dad was the head coach at Bonham, Ronnie Hill, and his mother won 300 games as a head volleyball coach. So he comes from a long line of successful coaches. Here's the national anthem. And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas. As my buddy Lynn Burkhead would always say, we thank you for joining us on this Friday night, as it is a pretty nice evening over here in SNS. Head coach Lance Bryan for Howe is 3-1 for his career. He's the 27th head coach, originally from Gainesville. He played for the Leopards over there. He went and played at Hardin-Simmons. Most recently was the DC at Sanger. His first job was at Carthage in 2010. Jasper in 2011, Hutto 2012 through 2015. He was a DC at 6A Baytown in 2016 through 17. He came here to SNS in 2018. They had a really tough year, a lot of injuries, and he ended up going to Sanger right after that, and that's where he stayed until he came here. He's got a wife named Erica and 3 kids, all in Howe ISD. Just about ready for the kickoff, it appears.
Does it seem kind of like the lights are not as bright? Like it's kind of a little bit more dim, or is that just me?
It's not real bright. Yeah. Of course, the windows are maybe tinted, it seems. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be banged out of bounds inside the 5, and that'll be a flag. And Johnny Garcia
Matthew Hayes
got a pretty good kick, but it sailed a little bit out of bounds, and we had a little bit of pushing and shoving already going on that.
Wow.
Jesus Garcia wasn't having it with somebody there for the SNS Rams. So SNS will have the ball in pretty good shape to start this football game.
I think they're going to make Howe.
Are they going to re-kick?
Howe kick that again.
So back deep to return is Brett Stewart, the quarterback. He had a 99-yard touchdown a week ago against White Rock. You can't get any further than that. Also back deep, Kevin Sanchez. And they both stand around the 10-yard line. Stewart moving up to about the 13. Sanchez will move up now to about the same distance. Johnny Garcia is going to step this one off again. They huddle up. Oh, we got a GoPro, but it fell down. We got a GoPro in here, but it went.
It jumped off the ledge.
Yeah, we're lucky that didn't end up in the stands. So here, Johnny Garcia, we're going to do it again. The Tech Wave kickoff. A low line drive kick. Looks like the same kick, but it's going to be taken by Stewart at the 11-yard line. Coming to the middle of the field. Escapes one tackle. Escapes Colton Little, but he is finally brought down. The little hit might have got him as Stewart was knocked down at about the 43, 44-yard line. And that's where SNS will start this football game from their own 44, moving left to right.
That was a good return there by Stewart. Gave them good field position to start out for SNS. Are we sitting down for this one, I guess?
I'm going to try to sit down. For those of you at home, you may not know, but I never sit down. I'm always standing during a broadcast, but we're going to try it tonight. And here's a snap back, first man through, and that's going to be a handoff to Chase Sloan. Not much doing there. Gang tackled after a 1-yard gain up to the 45, and now they'll give him 2 to the 46.
I tell you, Chase Sloan is all man, 6'2", 225 pounds. He is a load back there in the backfield.
And it's 2nd down and 8. They come out with 3 receivers to the left and 1 down at the bottom. They try to jump Howe off sides, and they do. Going deep ball down the left side. This could be picked off, and it's incomplete. Garen Langford went up for it. And it falls incomplete, but I think SNS is going to get 5 yards here on the offsides.
Giving the Bulldog, giving Howe a taste of their own medicine, draw them offsides and go for the free play downfield. And they get the 5 yards, don't complete the pass. Be 2nd down and, 3 maybe?
It looked like both defensive ends came across, and maybe the outside backer Stevens. And it'll be 2nd down and about 3.5. They'll move the ball on the Howe side of the field to the 49-yard line. Need to get to the 46 for a first down. Man in motion is Sanchez. A toss to him, trying to hit the jet sweep on the far corner. And he's got the first down and more, and out of bounds at about the 42-yard line of Howe. And the first down of the night is SNS.
I believe there's a flag on the play.
Flag. Or that's holding on one of the outside receivers. As Sanchez tried to get around that corner.
Caroline must be very close to the band.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I am.
When that mic popped on, the band popped on.
Listen, there's no track here, so there's no distance.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all in here together.
I love these kind of fields. I love where you don't have that distance separating the field.
Can you hear them behind me now? So
you can't do that.
So the thing about our student section, they're savage, man. I love it. They give no mercy. And that has to affect these opposing teams.
It probably does. And they're going to back the ball up to the 41 because maybe they were the cause of the flag there. Who knows? But now it'll be 2nd down and 13 as the ball spotted at the 41-yard line. And this is going to be Stewart wanting to throw across the middle. It's going to be picked off. Matt Hayes at the 41. Far side, right to left at the 40, 35. Hayes cuts it inside. Hayes slung down at the 20-yard line. Matt Hayes had a huge game a week ago. 17 tackles. He did it all except get a pick, and he's got one tonight.
Stewart draw back, play action pass, saw a window right down the middle, but Hayes was reading his eyes and just came and jumped the route while playing center field there in the back in the secondary, and then had a pretty good return all the way back to the 22-yard line of S&S.
So Howe will take over right to left in great shape, as they will have it right at the 20-yard line, it appears. Man goes in motion is Ulmer from right to left, and Haley wants it. He gets it. He hands off to Rattler, who breaks one tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Efren Hernandez was able to get in the backfield, kind of slowed Rattler down just a little bit on that draw play, as Rattler regrouped after he broke the tackle, but the red jersey was able to corral him as he got back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Howe, right to left in all white jerseys, black helmets, a sleek look, very clean. Haley drops back for the first time tonight, steps up in the pocket, in trouble, and now he's going to go down for the 3rd time this year. Brought down by Chase Sloan for the sack, and that'll take the Bulldogs back to the 29-yard line, perhaps, maybe the 28.
Blitz on the outside, didn't have enough guys to pick that up, and Haley tried to kind of make something happen, but he was in jail and went ahead and took the sack as he had nowhere to go. It's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd down and 18, the scoreboard says. 9:58 and rolling. Hey, it's kind of nice to be able to see the clock.
I know.
The scoreboard, it's right in our view. Here's Haley, drops back 3 steps, step onto the pocket. He's going to throw. It's going to be caught by Colin Murphy at the 20, rolling inside the 10, down the sideline, and knocked out of bounds, and down at the 7-yard line. I think he might have stayed in bounds.
Haley, when he got the snap, had a nice little pocket. Wasn't trying to get the ball out quickly, let Colin Murphy run his route, threw it over there in the left side on the flats, and then Murphy able to break a tackle and get a lot of yards after the catch.
21-yard gain on the pass and catch from Haley to Murphy, and now a new formation of the Wild Dog. It'll be Carson Daniels in the Wild Dog. He gets it, running out right, and he's going to be stopped and drugged backwards at the 5, knocked back to the 6-yard line. So the Wild Dog on Carson Daniels' first attempt, not successful, but it may get a yard. It may get it a yard to the 6.
You think about that last play, S&S had 3rd and 18 on Howe, and if they would have made the tackle on Colin Murphy, it would have been a 4th down. Howe may have still gone for it, but they got the new set of downs, and then Carson Daniels with that run there, trying to cut it back inside on the Wild Dog. Only get a yard on the play.
Regular offense back in the game for Howe. 8:42 and rolling. We're in the first. No score. Howe knocking on the door. Handoff Rattler. Met at the line of scrimmage. Trying to escape to the right side. Breaks a tackle inside the 5. Close to the end zone. He's very close to the pylon. I think he went out on the far side just inside the pylon at the 1.
He ran in the back of Roman Garbrandt for just a second. That slowed him down. Bounced it outside. Broke a tackle. Almost able to break another tackle to get in the end zone. And just barely knocked down at finally gang tackle at about the 1 over near the out-of-bounds marker.
I think we're going back to the Wild Dog, but Cooper Jones will be the dog. And Daniels will be the H-back. 8:03 on the clock. And this is Cooper Jones diving over the top. He's into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. A 1-yard touchdown for Cooper Jones on the Wild Dog dive. And Howe leads 6-0, awaiting the PAT.
We've seen this movie before. Carson Jones just gets the snap and then just goes right behind his guard in the center and leaps into the end zone for the touchdown.
So Johnny Garcia on to try to bang this one and make it a 7-0 game. Haley to hold. The kick is a low line drive kick right through the uprights and good. Howe has a 7-0 lead with 7:57 left to go in the first. We'll be right back right after this timeout. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
7-0. The Bulldogs of Howe in the lead. And your Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. Actually, it's on the ground as Johnny Garcia rolls it. And it's going to be taken by an up man, middle of the field, and slung down at about the 31-yard line. And I believe on the return there is Landon Lewis. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Howe was 6 plays and only 20 yards after the Matt Hayes interception. And it was Cooper Jones on a wild dog dive over the top for a 1-yard touchdown. And that gives us our new score, 7-0. With 7:49 on the clock here in quarter number 1. S&S will start at their own 32-yard line, moving left to right. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the bottom. And this will be Chase Sloan on the carry on the right side. He had a big hole on the right side of the offensive line for a moment, but it closed up quickly for 2 yards to the 34-yard line.
Kind of a delayed draw play there. Bulldogs can't chance to tackle before he got going.
Stewart in the gun. Last week he switched out a little bit with Braden Turner. And when Turner was at quarterback, they threw the football a little bit. Turner was 6 out of 12 for 102 yards passing with an interception. And Stewart was 4 out of 5 for 10 yards passing. Apparently we've got
false start.
A false start against S&S. Okay, so back it up 5 to the 29-yard line. A procedure call. And there's the student section over there. You can hear, "You can't do that."
It's packed over on that Howe.
It really is packed.
Stands.
It's a packed crowd over there. Here's a swing pass out. Sanchez makes the catch behind the line of scrimmage. He's in jail. Runs way further back behind the line of scrimmage. Coming near side. He's in traffic. He's knocked down for a moment. Escapes the tackle of Malin Walker. Going back inside the 10-yard line. Cutting it over to the 20 and knocked out of bounds by Cooper Jones. A loss of about 7 on the play. Walker had a chance to catch him right near the 15, but he escaped that one, and there's a flag down at the 10.
They passed over to the left side. He went to reverse field to the right side, went back to the left side. He lost 7 yards, but I bet he ran 50.
Tony Dorsett wouldn't even do that.
I mean, it's one thing to reverse field, but when you reverse field back again the other way, and now he's hurt on the far sideline.
Yeah, that one was Dorsett plus maybe Napoleon Kaufman.
he had a chance there. There were a couple of times where I was like, uh-oh,
if
he's
you
going to break free. But
if you could combine Dorsett and Deion Sanders, maybe that's what that was.
Yeah, it was.
But
the Bulldogs stayed home. They did a good job pursuing and not over-pursuing.
Caroline, we have a little time right here where they're checking out the injured player over there. Give us the mood and the atmosphere while the band's not playing. I don't know if our Not Furniture sideline reporter can hear us or not.
Penalties declined and
No, I couldn't hear. What was that?
Just kind of, we had a moment there checking on the player. How's things going down there?
Yeah, they are looking at him. I definitely don't want to speculate. I got to tell you, I was right there, but I had my head turned because I was going to get knocked over too, me and Coach Simmons. So I didn't exactly see. Coop did get him pretty good. He is up and putting pressure on it now, so hopefully all is well.
Yeah, he's walking very gingerly, but is walking, having some help over there by the trainers. Speaking of trainers, Mr. Ake has been in Howe for a very, very long time. 34 years Ricky Ake has been here as the Howe Bulldogs trainer. Started in 1988. By the way, tonight is the anniversary, the 34th anniversary of the homecoming comeback victory at home in the rain against Pilot Point when Howe scored with 28 seconds left, when Adam Coffey scored on belly down, and Howe took the win and shocked the world that night.
Big upset, huh?
Huge upset. And put Howe in the driver's seat for a playoff spot, and they ended up doing that. Played Farmersville in the first round that year, got knocked out, but made it a great season. Howe leads right here, 7-0, 7:50 or 6:50 on the clock here in the first. And now S&S facing a 3rd and 19. Stewart's going to run it straight up the middle, and he's got pretty good room. Matt Hayes is going to drag him down before everybody else gets there. He'll gain 10 perhaps, 9 at least, and they'll spot it at the 31-yard line. And 4th down coming for S&S. You think the punt team's probably coming out here.
I would think so. That was pretty much a design run. Got the snap and then just tucked it and ran, went right up the middle, just give the punter a little bit of more breathing room. Where's it going to test this passing defense of Howe?
And the ball is spotted at the 32-yard line. One would imagine.
It's got quiet out here now.
30. It is really quiet.
It was just that injury. It was just
it
kind of sucked the air out of this.
The flag is not moving. It's just kind of, in S&S, poor S&S. They're 1-3. They're not bringing the crowd like a team would that's winning, and a lot of parents here you would think. But Howe, boy, they are packed in like sardines over there on that little sideline.
They're coming all the way over to S&S's side now. They're sitting over here.
They may do it. A lot of people standing on the rails, on the pipe rail down there.
That pipe rail's all the way around, isn't it?
It's been, yeah, it is, and that's kind of been the iconic thing about this stadium, I guess, for all those years is the pipe rail fence that surrounds it. And even with the new turf, they kept the pipe rail fence. I thought that was pretty cool.
It is.
But, yeah, like Caroline said, you're right on top of the field. You love these stadiums like this, because a lot of times these days you're putting 8 to 10 lane tracks around these football fields, and it creates such a separation from the fans. And you love these old football stadiums where you're right on top, like the student body over there is right on top of the players over there. And it makes an impact. You think of like Sherman and Denison and those old stadiums like that. Honey Grove was like that.
Yeah, Honey Grove, you're right on top of them.
And it looks like S&S is going to punt this one away, running to the football and punting it finally. And Cooper Jones is going to try to return it. He's got the 35 up to the 40, midfield, breaks a tackle at midfield, runs over for a moment. It looked like he was going to run over Chase Sloan, but Chase Sloan said, no, I think this is a big boy meeting, and I'm going to drive you back, and he did.
Well, Skylar Hogan tried to lower his shoulder, and Cooper lowered his shoulder and plowed over him, and then, Chase Sloan got a hold of him, wrangled him down.
We had a power collision right there with Cooper Jones and Chase Sloan.
He did. Those are some big boys right there hitting.
So Howe takes over with 5:41 on the clock here in the first from the S&S 47-yard line. So both possessions for Howe have started in S&S territory. Two receivers on either side for the Bulldogs. Man goes in motion is Colin Murphy. He gets the carry on the jet sweep, looking for a block, turns it up a little bit. It's got 7 yards at least to the 40-yard line. A good run there by Murphy as he came in tonight's game with 4 carries for 29 yards. His 5th carry of the season right there. Give him 7. He's got a nice healthy average to the 40-yard line. A 7-yard gain right there.
Yeah, they utilized him a couple of times. I mean, obviously only got 5 carries on the season, but they've utilized him a few times on those jet sweeps. He's got the speed to get around the corners.
2nd down and 3, a good time to hammer it down. We'll see what happens. Man goes in motion, is Murphy from right to left. Haley drops back 3 steps, looks right, bubble screen to Cooper Jones, and he's got a lot of running room to the 30, 25, trying to find the corner of the end zone, 10-5, runs over a defender at the 3-yard line, and it's touchdown time in Texas. Cooper Jones on a bubble screen goes 40. And Howe's on the board with 4:51 left to go in the first. 13-0 awaiting the PAT.
Cooper Jones making it look easy, got the screen, and everybody got a hat on somebody. I saw Malin Walker leading the convoy. I saw Ryan Huff blocking downfield. Everybody got a hat on a red jersey and paved the way for Cooper Jones to get to the end zone.
Austin Haley's 44th career passing touchdown. And Johnny Garcia's PAT is right down the middle and good. Howe has a 14-0 lead with 4:51 left to go in the first. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for the Howe Bulldogs. 2 plays, 47 yards, capped off by a Haley to Jones. 40-yard touchdown. It was basically a bubble screen to Jones, who did all the work. And not much work was to be done. He was basically untouched until the 1-yard line when he put a shoulder into a kid and floated over for the score. 14-0, our new score. 4:51 on the clock. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Here's Johnny Garcia to bang the Tech Wave kickoff. He runs to the ball. This one a high kick, middle of the field, or right side of the field, going to be taken. I thought that was Sanchez. It's not. Coming near side, trying to find the corner. Is hit hard by Colton Little at the 37-yard line, and a late flag comes out. We'll see what that one is. But it was Landon Lewis on the return as Sanchez is out. That's normally where he stands on the return, but a flag is down, and we'll see what this one is.
Lewis got it on the far numbers and then brought it all the way over on the far Howe sideline, brought it all the way over. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul
against S&S. So
it's a blindside block, isn't it? With the
I guess it could be Blizzard. I don't know if we're able to talk to you tonight, but did you see what that was?
Man, do we not have him tonight?
I guess we're not going to have Blizzard tonight.
Well, I saw them do the fist thing, and remember, I believe it was against Commerce. We saw that somebody we made a big deal out of somebody doing a blindside block, and thought it was a clean block. I forgot who that was. It may have been McCollum, Brody McCollum at some point. But anyways, they made that sign there with the fist coming together. I think it was a illegal blindside block.
Yes, it was.
Boy, give Colton Little some credit there. He really
he laid him out.
he took him to the woodshed. So here is a new quarterback into the game, and for S&S, is going to be drugged down. He tried to run, and he had nowhere to go, which is Braden Turner. He was slung down hard by CD at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain will be 2nd down and 9.
I don't know if that was maybe a read option or because it looked like he faked it to Sloan, but it didn't look like a clean fake. So I don't know if that was designed quarterback run or not, but he didn't get much anyways.
So the possession started at the 14-yard line after the penalty, and now ball rests at the 15. And Turner's still in the game at quarterback. Claps once, gets it. He's going to roll out, want to throw down the middle of the field. Almost picked off, and now it is. That's Matt Hayes again at the 30. Hayes far side. He's got the 20. Looking for a block. Hayes 15. Hayes 10. Hayes 5. Hayes end zone.
There are flags on play, and I have
I think it's on Cooper
I
Jones.
think it's on Coop, yeah.
I think another illegal blindside block, and the whole Howe fans, I saw them.
Yeah.
I saw them stand up. It looked like a clean block, the same one we saw a couple weeks ago that we were arguing about. It's like he clipped him on the shoulder as he's turning the corner. I thought it was clean.
I will say the minute he did it, he knew it was wrong. I will say that.
Did it look blindside? I mean, did it look like it was?
I was watching Huff, so I just saw immediately that it happened. The flags come out, and Cooper knew something was up. He knew something was wrong.
Well, Howe will retain possession on the interception by Hayes, his second of the night.
And that was tipped by Braden Ulmer, I believe.
The touchdown will not count, and this is where Blizzard comes in very handy. He
know.
always knows who tips and all that stuff. And maybe we'll get his mic figured out. But with 3:48 left to go in the first quarter, Howe already with a 14-0 lead, and with great field position to start this next drive at the 26-yard line of S&S.
Got timeout, looks like.
All three possessions have started on the S&S side of the field. We're going to take a quick timeout, too. We'll be right back right after this. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. 14-0, Howe in the lead, 3:48 left to go in the first, and Howe is knocking on the door again at the 26-yard line. Matt Hayes has intercepted 2 passes tonight, one on each quarterback. Ran that one back to the house, but it was called back on a penalty by Howe's Cooper Jones, and the ball right now rests at the 26-yard line. Haley is in the gun with Rattler to his right. Huff and Murphy on the near side. Ulmer and Jones on the far side. This is a quick pass to Jones, but it's over his head, incomplete. Tried to hit him on the quick slant, and it'll be second down and 10.
RPO right there, run pass option, faked it to Rattler, reading the defense, reading the linebackers, and then try to hit that quick slant to Jones and just overshot him. Sent a missile to him.
What? Think about the advantage of Haley being a 4-year quarterback in the RPO. And he wants it here. This is going to be Rattler. No, Haley's going to pull it out of his gut. A lot of room up the middle, trying to break a tackle inside the 10 and a shoestring tackle.
He got it. He dropped it. He fumbled. Hold on.
So the ball.
But we got it. Okay, he got it back.
Yeah, held on to it in the gut of Rattler, and as soon as the hole opened up, he shot through there like shot out of a cannon, and then just a shoestring tackle. I didn't see how I guess they just knocked it loose at the very last second, right about the 2-3 yard line. Luckily, he did recover.
So the ball came out at the 3, and Howe will take possession there as they or retain possession rather. 3:18 and rolling. Here is Haley, handoff Rattler, and it appears that Rattler is going to bring it over. And
that was Carson.
Or is it Carson Daniels?
Yeah.
So Daniels into the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown, and the Bulldogs make it 20-0 with Johnny Garcia trying to add another one to it. 3:11 on the clock here in the first.
Boy, and this tells you something about this Bulldog team. You get 2 turnovers, and you make the other team pay. 2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns to answer for those turnovers.
Garcia's kick looks true, and it is 21-0 Howe over S&S. 3:11 left to go in the first. We'll be right back.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Do you remember the days where you'd look across the way and how you'd see a lot of metal in the metal bleachers? It'd be more metal than people. And it's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff, a little dribbler down the middle, and that's going to be picked up again by Lewis coming to the near side. He's trapped by Mayo and then hit hard again on the far side, and that's Colton Little again. Mr. Special Teams, Colton Little. And S&S will take the ball in their own territory, and about the 32-yard line is where they'll start. There's 3:02 on the clock here in quarter number one.
Yeah, those days seem so long ago.
Your scoring drive recap, your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Howe. 3 plays, and it was 26 yards, and it was capped off by a 3-yard touchdown by Carson Daniels. That brought us our new score, 21-0. Back in the game is Stewart at quarterback, and he's going to turn and hand to Chase Sloan, the big back running right side. He's got a lot of room, and he's going to be brought down by Tristan Williams and Matt Hayes and about 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 other Bulldogs. And he'll have near midfield up to about the 49-yard line. Bryce Crosby for a moment was bent over like he had some sort of pain in his right side, but it looks like he's going to be okay. The ball shy of midfield at the 49-yard line, a gain of 17 by Chase Sloan. 2:41 on the clock here in quarter number one. 21-0, Howe in the lead. Howe has not started in their own territory, and S&S has not got across. Oh, they did one time. Here's a handoff to Sloan again, running right side. And he's going to barrel over one defender, which is Bo Stevens, but Stevens hangs on. And Sloan's going to have about 3 yards to the 48 on the Howe side.
The delayed draw to Sloan. He's just always running downhill like he's falling forward for a couple of yards. You got to really tackle and wrap him up and gang tackle him. He's a big kid.
Second down at 7 for S&S, 1:58 on the clock. Final moments of this long first quarter where Howe has dominated. Stewart in the gun, Sloan to his left. Stewart's going to keep it on the read option, and right up the middle, hanging on is Bo Stevens. Not enough for a first down by a couple of yards as the ball would be spotted at the 43.
Stewart's not a big kid, and so he fakes that handoff, gets behind one of his guards, and just kind of wiggles his way and slips his way for about 5, 6, 7 yards.
You got to love the play of outside backer Bo Stevens as a sophomore. You know, he comes free to the carrier most of the time, so he makes a lot of tackles. But he is playing a whale of a season so far. Here's Sloan. He's going to be hit by Hayes. He breaks that tackle. He's got the first down to the 35-yard line. A new set of downs for S&S.
S&S lining up in the wild ram as he gets the direct snap and plows his way for the first down. And S&S into Howe territory.
They'll mark it at the 35, give Sloan 8 yards. And a new set of downs as Stewart will stay in the game at quarterback. Back into the game for S&S is their wideout Sanchez, or slot receiver rather. As Stewart, handoff up the middle, Sloan, and he's going to be tackled by Daniels, but he's going to gain 5 yards to the 30-yard line.
Just a quick draw, just a straight draw up the middle, right up the hash marks. Hold his way over for 5 yards. He gets some pretty good yards clip here.
They've got to snap it on this final play. There's 23 on the play clock. There's 24 on the game clock. There's about 2 seconds difference. Stewart wants it, gets it, and he's going to try to keep it himself right up the middle. And he squirts free for another first down.
past the 25 to the 23-yard line, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. As we'll switch sides, we believe now it's 8 seconds. It looks like they're going to be content with letting this run down. Howe, your Bulldogs are up 21-0 at the end of one. It's a pretty good start at S&S. We'll be right back right after this.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Howe up by 3 scores here at S&S, 21-0 as we enter quarter number 2. And it'll be Stewart, the quarterback in shotgun formation with Chase Sloan to his left, the big back. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sloan's going to get the carry right side, trying to bang it out inside the 20 to the 15, close to another first down as they're basically chewing up the right side of the offensive line, left side of the defensive line.
Chase Sloan with the carry
And
for the Rams.
that will set up a 2nd down and about 7. They're running right at the sophomore Bo Stevens. And he's hanging on for dear life as they run right at him, and he's getting a lot of tackles.
You got to hold on for dear life with Big Sloan coming at you.
So 2nd down and 3, 11:28 on the clock. Again, Sloan, right side. And he cuts through this time, 5, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Chase Sloan and S&S. For the first time tonight, they're on the board with 11:18 left to go in the second quarter. And it's now a 2-score game, as Sloan scored in the north end zone on the right hash.
Yeah, they're finding something inside that interior defensive line. The Rams are kind of a read option from Stewart and Sloan, and hand off to Sloan, and he's been the main guy in that drive.
Sanchez, who was injured earlier, will bang this one through, and it's very high PAT. 21-7, our new score, 11:18 left to go in the second. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
21-7, our new score at S&S Ram Stadium in Sadler, Texas. Howe in the lead with 11:18 left to go in the second. But Chase Sloan and company just got on the board with a 15-yard touchdown. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap went 8 plays and 68 yards for the Rams. And that gives us our new score, 21-7. As your tech wave kickoff by Sanchez is in the air. It's a high, short kick, going to be taken by Bo Stevens at the 27-yard line, brought down pretty quickly at the 35 on the right hash. Howe traveling left to right. And we'll see Haley and company come out for the first time on their side of the field offensively.
Number 10,
as Howe will start at their own 35.
Well, Howe just needs to keep doing what they're doing. They've pretty much at will done what they've wanted to these first 3 drives as they scored on every drive.
Well, the 6 played 20 yards on their first drive, 2 plays 47 on the second drive, and 3 plays 26. So they haven't had to go very far on each of their first 3 possessions. For the first time tonight, they're going to have to travel at least 65 yards to score here. Haley rolls out left side, throws down the field, and that's going to be wide open is Rattler. He crosses midfield. He's fast. He's got the 30. He's got the 20. Look out. Goodbye, Nurse. Rattler in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
That's Braden Ulmer.
65 yards.
That's Braden Ulmer.
It's Ulmer on the reception. My goodness, I'm not seeing tonight,
do you
apparently.
need glasses?
Are the smoke still in the
I guess, yeah, my glasses are a little bit weird tonight. So, Ulmer. Sorry, Rattler. Sorry, Ulmer. 65 yards for Ulmer.
Ulmer in the flats all by himself, and then that was all him. Some nice downfield blocking, but using his jets to get some yards after the catch to get all the way for the touchdown.
Boy, nothing like ruining a call. There's nothing like ruining a call, especially when you're corrected at the goal line and you get it wrong, and then you're correct. Man.
I'm so sorry.
Man, that's bad. 28-7, our new score at S&S after Ulmer scores from 65 yards from Haley. We'll be right back. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Okay, I'm trying to fix my glasses, okay? I apologize to the Ulmer family, because, man, that was spectacular by Ulmer. He was so fast it looked like Rattler, okay?
The 4 and the 1, the single digits kind of look alike.
That's what threw me off. Here's a high bounding kick on the Tech Wave kickoff, and that's going to be taken by an up man running to the middle of the field and brought down in a hurry into the arms of, I believe, Ethan Mayo. And on the return for S&S is Daniel Hernandez. And the Rams will start deep in their own territory inside the 30. For the scoring drive recap, it was one play, 65 yards from Haley to Ulmer. And Ulmer did the work there. And our new score, 28-7, with 10:54 left to go in the second. And they're going to spot the ball inside the 30 at the 20. No, there's apparently a penalty.
Rams will have the ball on their own 33
They're going to mark it at the 33-yard line.
Blake would know the penalty if we could hear him.
It's unbelievable we can't talk to Blake.
He's right on top. He's on
right
the
above us.
Right above us.
It should be on channel 115. So we'll check that. Maybe we got our channels mixed up. Man goes in motion. Actually, he'll be an H-back. And this is Stewart. And a handoff to Sloan, met by Bo Stevens and company, and pushed backwards. Tank Turner also there. And not much doing for S&S as they'll spot it at the 31-yard line. The penalty happened after the kickoff, and now it's second down and 12 for S&S. They get Crosby offsides, hammering it deep down the field, and that's going to be picked off and now fumbled. And now the ball's recovered by Matt Hayes, but they're going to say incomplete as Langford wasn't able to haul it in. Now Langford still got the cast on the hand and had Langford had a free hand right there. There's no question that would have been picked off. They're still dealing with that issue of the cast, but I think S&S is going to get the penalty on offsides by Bryce Crosby anyway.
And Langford was step for step with, is that Feligy, I think, number 3, Chase Feligy, who is the pass was intended for. And he was out there step for step, and he went and high-pointed that ball, but just couldn't bring it down, maybe because of the cast.
Second down and 6, man in motion. And Stewart claps, gets it, handoff Sloan over the right side. He's going to be brought down by Walker. And the ball's on the turf, and I believe S&S has recovered.
Yeah.
So it'll be a gain of about 3 to the 37-yard line. They'll mark it back. Yeah, they'll mark it at 37. So a 1-yard gain.
S&S's goal here right now at this point is keep the ball away from the offense. Try to bleed that clock as much as humanly possible.
Well, it's 9:53 and rolling right here, and they are taking the time. 21 on the play clock. We'll see what it is when they snap it, but they do take their time getting to the line of scrimmage and all that. Third down and 7. 3 receivers bunched together on the right side, setting up the screen on the near side. Sloan makes the catch. He's going to be have enough for the first down. Matt Hayes trying to strip the ball away from him. And while he does, Sloan gets another 8 or 9 yards. Now Walker was there to help drag him down, but on the Howe side of the field.
Got a screen pass over in the flats and just let him just bowl his way over for 5-6 yards. Got a run and start. And then you said Matt Hayes tried to hold on to the ball, try to bring that thing out, and it went out of bounds, first down.
16-yard gain. Stewart drops back, wants to throw left side, deep down the field, way overshoots his receiver, but a penalty is going to be thrown, a flag is going to be thrown, and I believe that's in the area of Tristan Williams, who's not happy about it. This may be a hold. It was intended for his receiver, Hernandez, and Tristan Williams not happy about whatever the call is coming.
Yeah, Williams was right there with Hernandez and maybe held him for a second, is maybe what the officials are saying.
The officials are talking about it. There's been no indication just yet.
Probably trying to determine if it was actually interfering or if it was non-catchable.
It's defensive holding. Your officials tonight, Jerry Riley, the referee, Jared Riley, the umpire, James Livingston, the head linesman. The line judge is Nathan Bounds, the back judge Norman Graham, field judge Drew Bounds, and the side judge Cade Richardson. It'll be first down and 10 after the penalty, and that'll put S&S at the Howe 37-yard line. Handoff Sloan up the middle, and he's going to be drugged down by several. A gang tackle, but not after 7 yards or so to the 30-yard line. Running over right guard.
I mean, he just goes right up the middle and he's hard to bring down. You got and he keeps the legs moving too. He's very upright and holds on the ball. Moves his legs for extra yardage.
Again, Stevens gets off the bottom of the pile there. It's a tackle machine. 8:50 on the clock that is rolling here in the second. Second down and 3. Sloan again, right side again. They're wearing out the right side of that offensive line, the left side of the defensive line, and that'll be a first down inside the 25 to, well, they'll mark it right at the 25. So give Sloan another 5 yards.
Yeah, they're going right at that side. I'm not saying they're going at Bo Stevens, but the area on that end is where they're going at. They're going away from Bryce Crosby. We hadn't heard Bryce Crosby a lot tonight.
First and 10, 8:17 and rolling. Stewart in the gun, Sloan to his right. Stewart wants to throw, swing pass caught by Sanchez, 25. He's got the 23 as he's knocked out of bounds by Tristan Williams. And that'll stop the clock with 8:07 in the second and bring up a second down and long and about 7 yards to go.
It was a quick pass to Sanchez. They're not going to be able to pass the ball downfield, but maybe these quick passes are almost kind of like runs and let their playmakers do something in space and get a few yards out of it.
It seems as if they've basically vacated the downfield pass because Matt Hayes has picked 2 off so far in this football game.
Matt Hayes, ball hawking safety.
Second down and 7. Man goes in motion as Sanchez gets the carry on the jet sweep, cuts it up the middle. It's going to be slung down in the middle of the field at the 17-yard line, close to a first down. Not enough. We'll set up a 3rd and 2, maybe 3, as S&S fights for that north end zone.
And Howe's going to call a timeout, I think.
So ball at the 18-yard line. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this timeout. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. 28-7. Howe in the lead, and S&S is looking at a 3rd down and short. 3rd and 3 here at the Howe 18-yard line. That's a pretty big play for S&S right here.
Yeah, if they want to stay in this game, to give themselves a fighting chance, they need to convert this 3rd down. I imagine it's probably 4-down territory anyway, so really, you think about it, you got 2 plays to get 3 yards.
Boy, Howe needs a big play right here.
It's probably Chase Sloan time, too. It's got to be.
3rd down and 3. It'll be Stewart in the gun, and Sloan to his left. Sloan gets the carry over right side. You would expect it, and this time he's going to be knocked short. A great play on the outside. Matt Hayes comes up to make the play, along with, I believe that may be Garen Langford.
I saw Langford shoot through and just got him at his shoestrings just enough to kind of slow him down and be just short of the first down as he tried to get around that corner on that right side and get maybe a yard of the play. And I'm sure they're going to go for this.
So it'll be 4th down and 2. Big play here. And it'll be a snap back to Sloan, right side, and he looks like he's going to have the first, and he does, maybe by a yard. It's going to be pretty close. If the line judge on the near side is right, it was at the 15, but it's going to be a new set of downs for S&S as they'll get the 14-yard line, which is enough needed.
That was Sloan, who just went into a pile of humanity. He went to a pile, I didn't see him, and then the pile moved just a couple of yards.
It was the wild ram.
It was.
6:42 on the clock, and it is rolling here in the second as they're trying to chew it up. Stewart, handoff, Sloan, left side, right in the middle of the field, and he'll just plow forward to about the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. So a gain of 5 for Sloan as he's averaging about 5 yards a pop here.
Got to be. This is a very methodical drive that's been mostly Sloan. They've mixed in with a couple of quick passes to the outside, but it's been mostly Chase Sloan. Hadn't seen a lot of Brett Stewart, the quarterback.
Walker on the tackle, but he's holding his hand. He checks out of the game, and in comes Michael Riddle. 6:05 on the clock. Stewart in the gun. Chase Sloan to his right. He gets the carry over left tackle. He'll be brought down, and that'll be none other than Bo Stevens on the tackle, and a flag is down at the end of this one. Caroline, you have a chance to look and see what this one might be.
Yeah, this one's going to be on Bryce Crosby unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, great.
Let's not start that again.
So he'll check out of the game, and Ethan Mayo will check in. Not a time to be making mistakes like this as S&S already in the red zone. And now they'll get a new set of downs if that is in case. Or in fact the case here.
Crosby plays such good defense. He's a great tackler, great job just shedding blocks and just can pursue the ball carrier, but he just makes some boneheaded penalties at times.
Crosby plays with his hair on fire. And you're going to get that.
You got to take the bad with the good.
You're going to get the hair on fire. You're going to get it. You're going to get great plays, and you're going to get some of that. But he will play with his hair on fire. 5:49 on the clock. New set of downs for S&S. Chase Sloan to the left side of Stewart, and he's going to get the carry over right guard. He's going to be brought down pretty quickly right at the 5-yard line. The ball was spotted right there at the 5. So it'll be second down and goal from the 5. A nice job there. Maybe perhaps Michael Riddle, a loss maybe.
Riddle, I think I seen maybe Ethan Mayo in there, who playing linebacker. And they're making the tackle.
Howe trying another goal line stand. They've done several of these so far this year. Looking for another one right here, right at about the 5-minute mark. And Stewart throws in the end zone all alone. He one-hops his receiver as he had Colin Murphy twisted around, did Sanchez. Sanchez was wide open on the S in S&S.
I think everybody was keying on Sloan, and Stewart threw the pass to the corner of the end zone, and you're right, Murphy was all turned around, and Sanchez was just by himself, and it just short-hopped him, just a one bounce in front of him.
14th play of the drive for S&S right here.
When did this start? How much time?
11 minutes on the clock, and we're at 5:02.
Wow.
They've taken almost 6 minutes off this clock, and they will as soon as they snap it here. Stewart in the gun, and Sloan is hit hard by Crosby, but he breaks away, and Cooper Jones is going to bring him down at the line of scrimmage right at the 6. So Howe with a good opportunity right here to turn him away. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, this Bulldogs defense just really tightens the screws down inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line, as Bryce Crosby, after getting that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, comes just flying through and breaks up things on the exchange between the running back and Sloan.
4th and goal, and this is going to be Sanchez on the screen, throwing it in the end zone on a trick play, and that's going to be a touchdown for S&S, as I believe Hernandez brings it down on the first S and S&S in the end zone. It was a lateral pass back to Sanchez, who threw it in the end zone to Hernandez. And it's 28-13 awaiting the PAT with 4:24 left to go in the second.
And if you're S&S, you couldn't have written that up any better. You take up 6-7 minutes off on the drive, and you end it with a touchdown. And a trick play touchdown at that.
The PAT is good. It's 28-14. Howe in the lead with 4:24 left to go in quarter number 2. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 15 plays for S&S. 67 yards on the drive. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be taken by Murphy on the run from the 30. He'll make it up to the 40, and Howe will start there at their own 40 with 4:20 left to go in the second. Now, your hit exterior scoring drive recap, we gave you the yards and the downs. It was capped off by a lateral pass from Stewart to Sanchez, who threw it into the end zone to a wide-open Daniel Hernandez. And that brings us our new score, 28-14. Howe in the lead, and they come back out on the field from their own 40-yard line. Walker's hand must be okay. He's at center. Here's a handoff to, that is Rattler, around the left edge. He's got a lot of room and finally brought down at the 42-yard line. Yes, that was Rattler.
Rattler said,
I promise.
Give the ball to me, and I'm about to just take off this thing. He got that thing, went around that left side, and nobody touched him until he got to about the second, maybe in the third level, after he got about 7, 8, 10 yards up the field.
From 140 to the other, so give him 20 yards on the carry. 4:12 and rolling here in quarter number 2. Haley wants it on a 1st and 10. They almost draw S&S off sides. They do not. And now they look to the side. It's Jones, Ulmer, and Murphy at the bottom, and Huff all alone up top. Rattler in the backfield. He gets the carry right up the middle. He's stopped by Sloan for a moment, but Sloan's dragging him, but somehow Rattler gets out of it down the left side of the line and gains a yard to the 39-yard line.
Jay Sloan at linebacker came up and didn't made contact, couldn't bring him down, and then Rattler tried to bounce around the outside, and Sloan was right there in his hip pocket, finally able to drag him down as he only got a yard as he tried to get around the corner.
2nd down and 9. Same formation, actually 2 receivers either side. Rolling out right is Haley. Not much pressure now there is. He's going to turn and run the other way. Left side, he's going to tuck it and run. He's got the 35, escapes a tackle for a second, but a nice open field tackle in the end. And Haley's going to be brought down right at the sticks, but just shy of it. It was a nice open field tackle by Chase Feligy. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Howe.
Rolled to his right, saw nobody. Felt a little bit of pressure, rolled back the other way. That time he was on the run. Feligy doesn't make that tackle, and there was nobody else. He was the last line of defense for the Rams.
Haley in the gun. Daniels the H-back, handoff. Rattler right behind Daniels. He's got the 1st down and more. He's got the 20-yard line, so a good gain of about maybe 11 for Rattler as he runs behind the left side of the offensive line and Daniels over there.
Rattler, a big run, had one of his best games last week against Tioga. He comes in averaging 109 yards a game.
2:29 on the clock. Haley, free play, deep ball, end zone, up for it in the end zone. It's knocked away. They're trying to hit Cooper Jones right at the goal line, but a nice defensive play there, and I believe that was Sanchez.
Yeah, Kevin Sanchez in coverage. That's the first time we've seen the free play for Howe, and Sanchez knew it was coming. Him and Cooper Jones going up for like a jump ball, like a rebound, and Sanchez able to knock it away.
Well, I don't think they got the free play there.
Was that not a free? Oh, okay.
Apparently not. It was just an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Rattler on the carry right side, runs over 2 S&S Rams, my goodness, to the 15-yard line.
He rammed Stewart. I don't know if Stewart got the license plate on Antoine Rattler.
Woo!
But, man, he ran right into the arms of Stewart and made him pay for making that tackle. It was an exciting 5-yard run by Antoine.
Yeah, give him 6. They'll spot it at the 14. Haley and company will look over. Again, Daniels has an H-back on the left side of the offensive line. Rattler will move over to the right side of Haley, and he'll get the carry straight up the middle. He's hit hard up the middle, and that's Chase Sloan who hits him. The forward progress will get him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's going to bring up a 4th down for Howe.
Rattler, as he usually is, shot out like a cannon, but right there to fill the hole was Sloan, and Sloan stood him up right at the line of scrimmage.
So 28-14, what does Howe do right here on a 4th and 4?
I say go for it, because you know you can. The offense is being able to score every possession.
Well, if you
even
you may not get it back. I mean, you're not going to get it back before the half. And looks like a timeout's been called, perhaps by S&S, and it has. We're going to take one too. 1:05 on the clock before the half. 28-14. Howe in the lead. We'll be back right after this timeout.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
Well, it's 28-14. Everybody's talking about what they're going to do right here. It's very quiet around here. Both sides are trying to figure out, this is a pretty good chess match right here. Howe facing a 4th and 4, knocking on the door at S&S. If they have their own kind of trick play here, maybe they could pull it, and we'll see. But Rattler is going to be split out in the slot. Not Ulmer, that's Rattler. And Cooper Jones at the bottom, empty back set. It looks like the Wild Dog with Haley back there. This is going to be Rattler on the left side looking for a cut. He's got a cut. He's got more than that. He's got a touchdown. Rattler around the left edge on the jet sweep. He made the cut at the 12, and he was gone. And it's touchdown time in Texas for Howe with 58 seconds left to go before the half.
Daniel Hernandez tried to make the tackle on that jet sweep around the corner and just missed the tackle, and then there was nobody else left there who's going to be able to catch Antoine Rattler as he flew into the end zone for the touchdown. Converted the 4th down for Howe. Ooh, off the upright.
He is quick. Johnny Hernandez kicks no good, and it's 34-14. But hang on, there's a flag.
There's no good.
Let's see what this is. Haley heard from the officials, and he starts walking off. So I don't think this is going to be good for Howe, and that will end the possession. 34-14. Howe in the lead over S&S. We're just about ready for the Bullard Construction halftime show in 1 minute of playing time. We'll be right back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
34-14, Howe in the lead here in Sadler, Texas over S&S. And a packed crowd. It's got to be real happy tonight, but everybody's kind of sitting on their hands a little bit this evening. The white jerseys on the Tech Wave kickoff will bang it, and that will be taken, I believe, once again, and that's going to be Daniel Hernandez. And Howe trying to strip the ball away. Bryce Crosby trying to rip it away. Ball's going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. And S&S is going to have 51 seconds left to try to do something with this football before the half.
Yeah, and they're not really a quick strike offense, not really passing the ball much downfield aside from the 2 interceptions. So I would imagine they may run a couple plays and let this thing go into the locker room, I would think.
So Howe was offsides again on the kick, which will spot the ball up. Instead of the 34-yard line, I believe it's going to be the 39 is where S&S will start right here. 51 seconds on the clock before the half. A really good crowd for Howe, but they're really quiet tonight. When they score quickly. However, we haven't given you the hit exterior scoring drive recap, and we'll do that. Here is Turner's pass. It's going to fall incomplete right at the feet of Hernandez. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 with 47 seconds. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for the Bulldogs was 7 plays, 60 yards. And it took right about 3:30 off the clock. Ended on a 14-yard jet sweep by Antoine Rattler, who ran really fast around the left side. In for the score on a 14-yarder. And it's 2nd down and 10 here for S&S. The clock is rolling. Why is it rolling?
It was an incomplete pass.
I don't know why the clock is rolling, but it's at 29 seconds. There's a handoff to Chase Sloan, and he's running down the line. A good job of scraping down the line by Howe. I believe that's Cooper Jones, Crosby in the area, and Garen Langford perhaps, or maybe that's Haley or Murphy.
I think Haley was in there too. That may be the last play, Monty.
No, S&S kind of got cheated out of some seconds there.
Yeah.
The clock should not have been running there. But I believe that's going to be the end of the first half. As Howe, it's been basically all Howe. Now, S&S did punch it in the board twice, but, Howe's been able to score at will so far in this first half. And Justin, it's kind of been quiet, but it's been, a lot of electric performances by Howe, but for the most part, it's kind of a quiet Friday evening.
It really has. I mean, the offense has done what they're supposed to do. I mean, defensively, they got some things to kind of iron out in the locker room. I'm sure they'll make adjustments. And you know, you're down by 20 points, S&S, and they're not much of a passing team. So I think you keep doing what you're doing offensively and just kind of work out some kinks on defense. I think you'll be okay.
Howe trying to clean some things up before the big, huge showdown 2 weeks from now. They wanted to clean up penalties. I think for the most part they've done that. There's been a few flags thrown, but not like we've seen in weeks past. But you're into your Bullard Construction halftime show. So we have some great interviews with some volleyball spotlight and a Bandsman of the Week. We'll be right back right after this.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copper
Mic check.
and electricity. Oh! Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Lauren Ketching. Now, you started in Howe in kindergarten. Do you remember anything about that year?
My teacher was Miss Armstrong, and I had my best friend in my class, and she would always get mad at us for laughing and talking. So,
who was that best friend?
I think it was Zoe Kemp.
Now, your sisters were both drum majors. Is that something you want to pursue?
Yes, sir, it is. I've always wanted to be the drum major ever since my older sister, Kendall, got it. And as I do want to be different, I would like to follow in their footsteps with that.
Now, Erin was obsessed with wanting to follow in Kendall's footsteps on almost everything she did. Are you kind of that way?
I am, but at the same time, I am my own person, and I do want to try my own new things.
Now, you play the flute. When did you start doing that?
I started in 5th grade.
How good is this year's performance?
This year's performance is going really good because we're already on Movement 4, and it's only the 5th football game.
Now, you and your family are heavily involved with FFA. Talk about that.
I am involved in FFA. I'm showing 4 steers this year.
Wow.
And it is a lot of work, but I really enjoy it. And I'm going to hopefully try to be the junior creed speaker this year.
Now, your band director says you lead by example. Is that fair to say?
I do try to lead by example. Like, if somebody isn't doing something right, I do try and do it right and tell them if they're wrong. So, yeah.
So other than band and FFA, are you involved in anything else at Howe High School?
I'm involved in sports. I play volleyball, and I'm going to play softball this upcoming season.
Now, your dad's a school board president. That's a pretty big card you could play there. Hey, Teacher, sorry, I'm not going to do my homework. Call my dad. You ever think about that?
I've never actually tried to pull it. I have thought about it, but it's never actually happened.
That is Lauren Ketching, this week's Bandsman of the Week.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701, 903-267-9701.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Lady Bulldog.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Mackenzie Kruger. When'd you start playing volleyball?
Around like the 7th grade, right into athletics.
So have you always gone to school in Howe?
No, last year was my first year. And I came from Stockdale, which is south of San Antonio, like an hour. It was a big move.
Do you like Howe better, or tell us where you are with that?
Yeah, I think Howe has a good program, and I think everyone's good at like motivating each other and keeping each other up and being a team. It's very good.
Miss home, though.
Yes, of course.
Do you have a favorite teacher here at Howe?
Yes, Tipton, the art teacher, hands down the best teacher I think I've ever had.
And what's so special about Tipton?
He's just creative, and he doesn't like stress about getting your work done. He lets me do what I want and be able to be creative and be able to sit in class and just relax and not stress.
You've had some big success in track. Talk about that.
Last year we went to regionals in the 4x4, and it was probably my best experience ever. I got to go with Kendall and Tegan and my sister, and we had a great time, and we bonded more, and I was able to get close to them. And then now during volleyball season, I consider them family.
Now talk about your sister a little bit. What's her name, and what's your relationship like?
So her name's Arissa, and we are bipolar with each other. We fight a lot, but we make up very easily, and we're very close.
Coach Anderson's motto is win the day. This team's been doing that more than a year ago. What's the difference, you think, in this team? Talk about this team.
I think win the day has a huge impact on us because when we go to practice, we just think about getting better and just trying to make ourselves better for playoffs and for games and everything. And you don't have to win just to win the day. Like, if you just do things great and work hard and get better every day, then you're winning the day.
What other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
Basketball and track, NHS.
What's the plans after Howe High School?
I hope to attend UTSA and go into master in nursing.
Back home area, huh?
Yes, back home.
All right, that is your Lady Bulldogs volleyball spotlight, Mackenzie Kruger.
Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome back to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I am Caroline with Justin White.
Turn down the crowd mic a little bit.
It is so hot in this booth, y'all. I don't know how y'all are doing it.
Feels better out there?
So much better out there. All right, the score 34-14. The Bulldogs on top of the Rams. Okay, so first let's start with this question. Did you want to eat those? Did you is this what you expected to see coming in?
I mean, they're winning 34-14. I mean, I guess I expected a little bit more domination. I mean, offensively, they're doing what they want. They had the one, they stalled a little bit down the red zone at the end of the first half, but they've pretty much been able to do what they want, what they've wanted to offensively. Defensively on the ground, they're kind of getting beat up on the ground and eating up a lot of yards, especially by Chase Sloan. So
yeah, he's humongous.
Yeah, is he that big? He's 6'2", 225 on the roster. Is he all that?
He's every bit of it.
Really? And linebacker, he's a tackling machine out there, and then running back, he's just, you better bring your big boy hat to bring him down.
Is your mic on, Blues? It's not. No, it's not. We're just shutting you out tonight. So another question is, when do you think this team?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
When do you think this team is going to learn to clean up these dumb penalties?
They better in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because when district starts, you can't make these unsportsmanlike conducts, offsides on every kickoff. Those yards matter in 2 weeks.
Is this worse than Commerce a couple weeks ago?
No.
I don't think so, because
it hadn't really shot yourself in the foot.
You haven't shot yourself in the foot with them too bad. and the turnovers, there's no turnovers on offense. That made that game so much worse.
True. So you kind of a lot of self-inflicted wounds that cost you points
But
in that game.
What were you saying, Blizz? What do they need to? And Justin, what is it that they need to clean up coming into the second half?
The one, stop Chase Sloan. He is getting 4.5 yards a carry, and he has 18 carries in the first half, and SNS is just going to keep giving him the ball and giving him the ball. Every 3 runs is a first down, and they're going to take the time and eventually get in on the scoreboard like they have twice tonight.
Yeah.
Coming into the game, Howe did not expect that to happen at all.
No.
I think they really expected to shut Chase Sloan down and really make them one-dimensional. I mean, they really are already one-dimensional, but, I mean, it's kind of like it's coming, and they haven't been able to really stop it.
And it's been to that right side that they pull the guard every play, and he's leading up in there, and Sloan's following him in the hole, and it's 4 yards a carry every time.
And he's a big, like you said, he's a big kid. He falls forward every time, and he'll bring some guys with you when he's carrying the ball. And then just every once in a while, they can't pass downfield very well, but every once in a while they'll break it up by just throwing a quick screen or a quick pass out to one of the wideouts.
Yeah, we saw that, and then on that touchdown they threw the double pass on the screen in the second quarter that ended up scoring for them because they can't throw the ball downfield, so they have to throw it short, and then the Bulldog defense came to make a hit and then left the guy wide open.
I think this whole team just expected, the fans expected to just come in here and it'd be, 49-0 at halftime.
Well, we were talking earlier, we all,
and
thought we'd shut them out.
And SNS has put up a fight in this thing, and they're not going to make it easy for Howe. On the sidelines, what's it like out there? It doesn't seem like doesn't seem like everybody's fired up on the sidelines.
No, they are. I know y'all been talking about, man, it's quiet. It is not quiet down there. In fact, it's probably the loudest it's ever been. Now, does that have to do with how close we are? And yes, but there, at least for us over there, it's not. It's not any.
Fans are in it and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Student section is still savages.
Savage. No mercy. They give no mercy, which is good. All right, we're going to take a break. It is 34-14, Howe on top of SNS here at the Bullard Construction halftime show. We will be back to SNS football field here in just a little bit.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
All right, we are back to Ram Stadium, from before the Bullard Construction halftime show. 34-14. This is my first game to get nachos, and exquisite, if I do say so myself.
You used to have the nacho review, didn't you?
The nacho review, and then it just really fell down the quality of nachos, and now it is back with vengeance. All right, so we're going to go to Blizz for some stats, and then we'll talk about some games in the area.
All right, Bulldogs leading 34-14 at the half. Austin Haley's 3 of 5 passing for 126 yards and a touchdown. His passes are to Cooper Jones for 40 yards and a touchdown. He has 2 touchdowns. Braden Ulmer has a catch for 65 yards and a touchdown, and Colin Murphy 1 catch for 21 yards. Running the ball for Howe, Antoine Radler, 8 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. Austin Haley, 3 carries for 25 yards. He does have a negative play. That was a sack that happened in the first half. Cooper Jones, 1 carry, 1 yard, and a touchdown. And Carson Daniels, 2 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown. On defense tonight, the Bulldogs are led by Matt Hayes with 8 tackles and 2 interceptions. Bo Stevens with 7 tackles. Carson Daniels with 5. Cooper Jones with 4. Bryce Crosby with 2. Malin Walker 4. Tank Turner 1. Ulmer 3. Tristan Williams 3. And Colin Murphy 1. I will talk about 2 guys that need their recognition tonight. Colton Little and Ethan Mayo both have 3 tackles. 2 of those for Mayo came on special teams, and all 3 for Colton Little have came on special teams tonight. Big plays for them. We'll jump into SNS now. On offense, we've talked about him a lot on the halftime show. Chase Sloan has 18 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Their other touchdown came from a trick play on a double pass. Kevin Sanchez threw a 6-yard pass to Daniel Hernandez for the touchdown. And that's how they got their 14. On defense, they are led by Chase Sloan with 6 tackles. He also adds a sack. Daniel Hernandez has 3. Justin Petty has 2. Brett Stewart has 2. And he felt the price on one of those. Rattler ran right through him. And Jackson Butterworth has 1. And Vincent Fernandez has 1. That's all the stats we have at the half. Bulldogs leading 34-14 over SNS.
Did we get your mic fixed?
I'm not sure on that yet.
Okay.
It works in here, but it does not work up top.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah, it's not very far away either.
Yeah.
No.
Literally right above you.
Okay, so I'm looking at some scores around the area. I know Sherman is bye week. Salina over Carrollton Richview, 56-0. That was the final score in that one.
Denison trails 28-0 to Lovejoy. They got a tough one there against Lovejoy tonight.
Lovejoy's got some stud receivers.
They do.
Like a LSU commit Kyle Parker.
I just saw the.
Well, one game that if we weren't doing this game, one game I would try to be at tonight would be Bells and Callisburg. Bells leads Callisburg 22-13. That is at the half.
Oh, nice.
Howe will be playing Bells here in a few weeks.
The old slot T.
Man.
Collinsville at Lindsay tonight, 14-0. Third quarter, Collinsville on top of Lindsay.
Tioga looks like they have recovered from last week's loss and are steamrolling Detroit 36-0 at the half.
The little town of Detroit, Texas.
Detroit.
Commerce and Bonham tied at the half at 28.
Oh, Bells and Callisburg. You already said that.
There.
What's that?
That's an interesting one there.
Yeah, it is. Whitewright, who lost to this SNS team last week, they trail Blue Ridge at the half, 23-6. Getting Blue Ridge to be a team that Howe will face later on in district. Tom
Bean on the road at Leonard tonight. Leonard on top of Tom Bean, 36-0 at half. Did you talk about Commerce?
I did. They're tied.
Mm-hmm.
And then Whitesboro at the half, leading Pilot Point 36-3. Whitesboro, I'll tell you, they're for real too.
Van Alstyne, they're leading at half, 22-20 against Crum.
Anna doing real well in 4A, 34-6 over Pittsburgh. That's at the half. Anna coming off a win last week against Salina.
The Battle of the Bearcats, Whitesboro versus Pilot Point in Whitesboro tonight. Whitesboro winning 36-3 at half. That's all I got.
I got Gunner 38-0 over Gladewater at the half. Gunner coming off a win over Brock last week.
Say that one again?
Gunner 38-0 over Gladewater at the half.
Wow. Gunner's not playing around.
No, well, do they ever?
I mean, they don't, but I mean, it's like they're steamrolling everybody. I mean, they played Brock last week, who's number 1 in, or was ranked number 1 in 3A Division 1 early in the season, and so they're destroying everybody. Anything else we got?
No. All right. Well, still got some time left in the halftime show. We'll be back with the Bullard Construction halftime show, 34-14 here at Ram Stadium. We'll be back.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Welcome back. We are at the Bullard Construction halftime show, but we're just about ready for action here in just a moment. Both teams have gone through their tunnels.
Hey, I'm on.
Hey, there you are. Maybe we'll have the blizzard here in
Did you switch
the
mics?
second half.
Am I?
Uh-oh.
And we had him. Try it again.
Y'all there?
There we go.
I don't.
Okay, it's kind of in and out. We'll see what happens here. Maybe you need to move, maybe instead of right above us, although you're generally right above us anyway.
Anyways, yeah. What is
I'm not sure why. We may, I don't know. We'll get it fixed before next week for sure. But
Well, we have 2 weeks to get it all.
Well, we
together
do have 2 weeks, don't we?
Get everything. Iron out the wrinkles.
So we'll check and maybe.
Uh-oh, we got pooch kick that's been.
Pooch kick, okay. It's going to be recovered by Ethan Mayo.
Aiden Burris tried to fill that over his shoulder and fumbled it. Luckily, the Bulldogs recovered.
By number 11, Ethan Mayo for the Bulldogs.
So Howe will start at their own 39-yard line. They got the. Remember, Haley did not win the coin toss. So Howe will start from their own 39. As we're just underway here in quarter number 3 in the second half. We got a little bit of a buzz going. Here is handoff to Rattler, and he is quick up the right side, brought down after about a 7-yard gain to the 46-yard line. And Rattler, boy, when he gets the football, he is at fifth gear immediately.
One thing you can say about Antoine Rattler is he don't tiptoe around when he gets the ball or look for a hole. I mean, he hits that thing full stride, full steam ahead.
Boy, he does.
Had 58 yards in that first half, 8 carries.
2nd down and 3 coming up for Howe. Right to left, moving towards the north end zone. 3 receivers up top, and Haley wants to throw that way quickly, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Ulmer, on the right hash, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
On the RPO, decided to pass the slant across to Ulmer. I thought maybe it was been held by just a little bit as Braden Turner was in coverage, and but also kind of overshot.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Malin is not in the game.
Uh-oh.
Riddle's.
Michael Riddle at center. 3rd down and 3. Right to left, and this is going to be Rattler, and he's going to be hitting the backfield and slung backwards.
I did talk to Ricky, and he is out for the rest of the game, but he's fine. This is just precautionary.
What is the precaution?
It's a head injury.
Okay.
But he is fine.
Okay. 4th down and 6 coming up.
Monty trying to stay
very
composed here.
Okay.
We're good.
And this is going to be the first punt of the night. Cooper Jones, a high wobbly punt, going to go inside the 19-yard line, take a good Howe bounce. And we'll see where the official marks this one off. It looks like they're not going to take that long walk. They're just going to see where it went out at about the 12-yard line. And that's where SNS will take over deep in their own territory with 10:38 left to go here in the 3rd.
Ram defense got to feel good having a 3 and out on their first defensive possession when Howe has done what they've wanted on just about every possession. Now a chance maybe to chew up some clock and punch in the zone. Let's see if Howe has cleaned up things on defense.
So Riddle will play nose guard here also, as again Walker is out. And here is Riddle making a huge play, and the ball got away. Riddle made a play in the backfield on Chase Sloan. The ball came out, but SNS was able to recover there. It'll be 2nd down and 9 after a 1-yard gain.
There was a lot of misdirection in the backfield, and Riddle was not confused by any of it. He just grabbed the first one who had the ball and slammed him to the ground. I didn't see who ended up having it. Slammed him to the ground. The ball came flying out.
So you're telling me, Caroline, that this is precautionary, correct?
Yes, completely precautionary. He is fine. He is fine.
Okay.
I mean, I can keep telling you what else he said, but I don't know how much you want to say on
I'm
air.
good. I'm going to accept that now.
We're all fine.
Here is Stewart wanted to throw down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Trying to one-hand it is Peg Morgan, but the ball falls incomplete. I believe that was Hayes perhaps in coverage.
There is a flag on the play.
And a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. 9:48 on the clock as it stops with the incomplete pass. It might have been Colin Murphy in coverage there.
I think Hayes is right there too. Morgan had him beat by a step, just overshot him. And what's the penalty? It's against Howe.
It's against Howe. So that'll be a 15-yarder against the Bulldogs, and that'll move SNS
It was
up pretty good.
Passer on Michael Riddle.
Good to hear you, Blizzard.
That'll move it up to the 28-yard line after the 15-yard mark off. 9:48 on the clock. Snap back, and this is going to be Chase Sloan over right tackle. Good for what he normally gets in this game is about 5 yards, 4 to 5 yards, and he's going to pick up that here to the 32-yard line.
Get a lot of misdirection. Fake the jet sweep to Sanchez and hand off to Sloan on the draw off the middle.
I did talk to Malin Dad, and he's fine. He said he's going to be just fine.
Okay, I'm good.
It is scary, and this is a very peculiar situation.
It is. 2nd down and 6. Left to right goes SNS. Man in motion is Sanchez. They give it to Sloan, however, and he's going to be knocked down a couple of yards there to the 34-yard line. I believe Hayes and Michael Riddle in on the stop up to the 34.
Chase Sloan with the carry. Tackle made by number 51.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for SNS. A pretty big play right here, and they're trying to drain the clock and give the ball to Sloan and get those 4 to 5 yards. Sanchez goes in motion from left to right. He'll set up in a slot. Wanting to throw is Stewart, and the quick back flea flicker
Hook and ladder. Hook and ladder, yeah.
Did that last week.
I know what you're wanting. I was like, I'm there. Hook and ladder, but it is incomplete.
And it was, interestingly enough, they tried to ladder it back to Skylar Hogan, the offensive lineman, and he wasn't able to hang on to the football, perhaps because he's an offensive lineman. And we'll see what happens here. They recovered the ball, so they'll spot it at the 39-yard line.
It was a good thought. He get to Felici. He caught it, and then here comes going right by him is who'd you say?
It was Skylar Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan come flying right by him and just couldn't complete the ladder.
It was good enough for a first down, so S&S moves the sticks. Ball at the 39-yard line, left to right. Handoff Sloan, left tackle, now up the middle, hit hard by Daniels. And about a yard gain up to the 40.
Chase Sloan.
So they still call that a complete pass then, since
it is a completed pass.
Yeah, so that's how he got the first down. He just didn't complete the latter part when he handed off to Hogan, trying to hand off to Hogan.
So there's a chop block now against S&S, which will back this one up. So instead of being 2nd down and 9, it'll be 2nd down and much more than that. See where they're going to spot this.
S&S will show some trickery they've seen tonight. We've seen a halfback pass. We've seen a hook and ladder.
So that's going to be 1st and 25 for the Rams from their
So 1st and 25 coming up. And I'm getting texts from everybody with different symptoms. One says he's got a neck issue. The other one said it's a head issue.
Oh, no.
7:35 on the clock here, and here is Stewart wanting to throw deep down the field. A beat on it is Colin Murphy, and did he get it?
Wow.
What a pick by the Murph. In the Murphy zone, intercepts it out of the sky at the 45-yard line. The 3rd interception for the Bulldogs tonight.
That's one of the most incredible interceptions I've ever seen.
He went up for it.
He did. Outstretched hands to come down to catch that ball, to come down with it on the interception. 3rd turnover forced by this Howe defense tonight.
All on picks. Right in the Murphy zone.
That was an incredible catch.
That was a great catch. I didn't know if he was going to be able to come down with that or not, but boy, he leapt up and pulled it out of the sky. 1st and 10, right to left goes Howe. With a Rattler to the left, now right of Haley, and he gets the carry. Looking for a seam up the middle, and he has 6 or 7 yards across midfield into S&S territory to the 47-yard line.
I think that's the first time I think I've seen Raton Rattler, when he got the ball, hesitate for a second. When he hesitated, he moved his feet a little bit, just wait for the hole to form, and then shot through it for a couple extra yards.
You know, he looks like, used to back in the old days, you'd run ropes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He looks like he might set a Howe record running ropes.
Yeah.
His feet move so quickly.
Very quick.
6:54, and Rattler's going to get the carry here. He stops on a dime and cuts it up. He's got a first down. Now cuts out again. Look out, 40, and is going to be spinning out of a tackle at the 39 and finally brought out of bounds on the far side at the 38. He is spectacular.
Just exciting to watch. Gets the handoff and the snap and gets the handoff and bounces outside. Doesn't go down at first contact. Still moving the legs. Almost went out of bounds and spun his way back in. And he got planted at the end, but he got enough for the first down.
1st and 10, man in motion is Ulmer from right to left. Haley wants it, and now they look to the side.
Watch these snap exchanges. There have been some high snaps there to Haley from Riddle.
6:42 on the clock. It stopped as Rattler went out of bounds. He gets the carry here over right guard. He's got another first down. Look out, 25, 20 down the sideline, runs over a defender, and runs behind his shoulder pads to the 15-yard line as Rattler just taking this thing over right here on this drive.
Really is. Got on the right guard, Brody McCollum. And again, he hits the hole, then he just has a tendency to bounce it outside when he sees nothing there, when he gets hit initially, and just kind of keeps on going.
26 yards on the carry there. Here is Rattler again. This time he's going to be trapped in the backfield. Look out. Spins the other way looking for a block from Haley. Gets a block from Haley inside the 5. It's touchdown time in Texas. Hey, he's not just going to throw. He's not just going to run. He's going to get out in front and block somebody. My goodness.
He went left, reversed back the other way, and Haley looks and says, uh-oh, I got a block. And gets out there and does a clean block, leads the convoy, paves the way for Antoine Rattler for the touchdown.
His second of the night, this one from 13 yards out with a big block by Haley on the right edge. And Howe extends their lead 40-14, awaiting this PAT from Johnny Garcia, 6:06 on the clock.
Go for 2.
They're going to try to even it out. Here's Haley rolling out right side, looking in the end zone, running, flushed out. Now he heaves it, fires it in the end zone. It's going to be intercepted. Coming out, spinning out, and down quickly at the 4-yard line. So that one no good, and that does not. I don't believe that goes against his interception.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think it does on a PAT.
I wouldn't think so.
Nonetheless, it's 40-14. Howe in the lead. It's comfortable. It's 6:06 left to go in the third. We'll be right back. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back. 6:06 left to go in the third. Howe just scores again. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 4 plays, 53 yards for Howe. Capped off by a 13-yard touchdown by Antoine Rattler with a great block by Austin Haley along the right edge. Our new score 40-14. 6:06 left to go. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Bounding in the middle of the field. Bounces right past Sanchez. Tries to pick it up on a hop. He does. Running toward the middle of the field and going to be brought down big time at the 20-yard line. It's either Crosby or Colton Little or both.
Kevin Sanchez with the return.
And I believe, guess who? Mr. Special Teams. It is Colton Little. It's like Bill Bates out there.
He really is. He's been all over the field out there on special teams.
Jake Roberts is probably looking at us. Bill Bates. Who is Bill Bates?
No, I was going to say, what a throwback.
Yeah, that is a throwback.
How many football players named Bill out there now?
No, they're all coaches.
Right?
All the Bills are coaches. Left to right goes S&S. 5:58 left to go in the third. And here is a swing pass out to Sanchez. He's going to be hit by Daniels and brought back. Daniels says no. No, sir, Mr. Sanchez. Back you go.
Got the screen, and he thought he had a hole there in the middle of the field on that wide receiver screen, but Carson Daniels plugged that up pretty quickly, playing there in the middle linebacker position.
So Malin told Michelle Carney that it's a neck issue.
Getting conflicting reports, huh?
Yeah, conflicting reports. But, hey, Caroline went straight to Ricky Ake, so we'll see. 5:18 on the clock, 40-14. Here's Chase Sloan, met immediately, not going anywhere this time. Tank Turner was there. Carson Daniels ended up there.
Number 62, Charlie Turner with the tackle.
And with that carry, it runs the clock, and now we're under 5 minutes in the third. And S&S going backwards here on this possession.
Well, I think we're at the point of the game now. Well, we may have been at this point of the game. Is you're trying not to get injuries now, any more injuries, as you get ready to head into district here in a couple of weeks.
4:39 and rolling. And apparently it is a stiff neck. So how about that? Okay, here's a swing pass out. Chase Sloan met in the backfield. A great play back there. Bo Stevens was almost right there to make the reception about the same time Sloan was.
Yeah, Stevens had a tough night tonight. They've been kind of running at his direction a little bit, so he's been getting blocked pretty well. That time he was able to shed his block and just meet the ball carrier right at the receiver right at the right time at the time of the before he was able to get going.
So 4th down and 22, punt time for S&S. High snap. Sanchez is going to boot this one away. It's a low line drive kick. Cooper Jones watches it bounce, and he's going to try to pick it up on a hop. He does at the 42-yard line, down the right sideline, and out of bounds there. As you can hear Caroline's mic. It's real loud around that sideline down there. With 3:46, Howe will take over possession in great territory at the S&S.
All right, we got Trey Talks for our S&S version of Trey Talks. Trey, have taken on the role of a manager of this football team. You seem to just love every minute of it. What is your favorite part of being manager of Bulldogs?
Just support the team.
Okay, man, a few words. But they love you down here. You love them?
Yes, I love all of them.
All right, well, it's good to see you again, Trey. I'll see you next week.
Ask him who his favorite player is for Howe.
Who's your favorite Howe player?
Probably Austin or Coop.
Austin or Coop. You heard it here.
Coop, there you go. Here's Haley back to pass, 3-step drop, left side going for it all. Ulmer in the end zone. He overshoots him by about 3 steps, and it falls incomplete.
Intended for number 4.
And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Howe leads 40-14 here in the 3rd quarter. Latter stages, 3:40 left to go in it. Trying to hit a home run right there. You know, the superstars of this team are Austin Haley, of course, Cooper Jones, Ryan Huff, Carson Daniels. But there's some big-time unsung heroes. And here's Rattler. He's not an unsung hero. He is a superstar on the right side of the offensive line, and he's in for a touchdown. 27 yards for Antoine Rattler, his 3rd touchdown of the night, and it's touchdown time in Texas. 3:35 left to go in the 3rd. 46-14, Howe on top.
It's almost as if though Antoine Rattler heard you talking about all the superstars on this team, and he said, give me the ball.
What about me?
Let me just run right the middle, untouched. Big hole in the offensive line, and in for the touchdown. 3rd of the night.
Johnny Garcia's PAT, low line drive right down the middle, and it is good. 47-14, Howe in the lead. 3:35 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back right after this.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
All comfy over here in Sadler, Texas, Justin White. 47-14, Howe in the lead over S&S. As your hit exterior scoring drive recap was only 2 plays and 27 yards for Howe. Scored on a 27-yard touchdown by Antoine Rattler. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. A banger down the middle of the field. It's going to skip and hop to Sanchez. Coming near side, looking for a block. Gets it 25-30 up the field. And going to be hit hard out of bounds. And that is Bo Stevens, I believe, who
Kevin Sanchez
laid the number on Sanchez.
By number 9, Bo Stevens.
And S&S will have the ball at the 37-yard line on their side of the field.
Special teams delivering some big hits tonight.
Wow. That was a big one.
Colton Little, Bo Stevens.
Bill Bates.
Hadn't heard that name in a long time.
Man, wasn't he fun to watch?
It was. Yeah, my mom texted me and she was offended that you thought that I didn't know who that was.
Here's a swing pass that's going to be dropped. Intended for receiver Chase Feligy and falls incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up.
Second down and 10.
Yep, you know, our moms always listen to the games, even, you know, always have, except for when the grandsons are playing, then they go to the game. They stop listening to the song. That's how that works.
Need to start listening while at the game. Listen to you.
Yeah.
So do that.
In the stadium, it's 104.1 over here at SNS. In real time. And here is a handoff to Chase Sloan running right up the middle. And Stevens is going to hang on for dear life and bring him down after a 6-yard gain to the 42-yard line. Give him 5 yards.
Sloan has not seen the holes in the openings as much as he was in the first half. Here in the second half.
Howe's going to move to 4-1 for the first time in a long time, it appears.
Would that be since 2016?
I have to look. We'll do that later.
More Blake would know off the top of his head.
Here's Turner wanting to throw, caught behind the line of scrimmage, and he falls down. He was trying to turn the corner, and right in his face was Roman Garbrandt. And that'll be a loss of 1 or 2 back to the 36-yard line.
That looked messed up at the beginning because as soon as he got the ball, he was trying to look over to Chase Feligy. His wide receiver, Feligy, was streaking down the sidelines, not even turned around. And then Turner was running for his life and got hammered pretty hard there for a loss.
I think that's about a 6-yard loss there. 2:13 and rolling here in quarter number 3. Howe in a rout right now, 47-14. Punt time for SNS and whistles before this one gets underway. And a timeout's been called by SNS. We're going to take one too. We'll be right back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back. We are going to try to see if we can find, and I don't know if we're going to be able to. My records are on a different computer, so maybe we'll find out. So it's punt time for SNS, 47-14, Howe in the lead, but it's been a while since Howe's been 4-1. We can tell you that. Sanchez wants to boot this one away. It's a high wobbly kick. Cooper Jones runs towards it at the 42. He's going to let it hop. It rolls to him. He's finally going to back away as SNS is going to kill it at the 30-yard line. And Howe's got 70 to go on this possession to put it in the end zone and try to hit half 100.
Sanchez's kick is down at the 30-yard line.
150 on the clock before we hit quarter number 4.
Now I'm looking at Max Preps. In 2016, they were 4-1 at one point.
Okay.
Lost to Gunner and then beat Bowie, Munster, Quinlan Ford, Caddo Mills, and then lost to Pottsboro at that point. They were started up. That was 2016.
First and 10 for Howe, right to left from their own 30-yard line. Man in motion is Huff, and Huff gets the jet sweep from left to right. He's got 10. He's got 15 down the sidelines near midfield, and Huff with some speed as he'll take it near the SNS side of the field at the 49-yard line, a yard shy of it.
We usually see Colin Murphy on the jet sweeps. That time we got Huff going from left to right and turned that corner and just kept going up the sidelines on the far side from where we were. I thought at some point he'll step out of bounds. He just kind of kept going, and got a nice little gain. Nice gainer there on that jet sweep.
19 yards for Huff. His first carry of the year. High snap, and he brings it down. Handoff Rattler. Look at Rattler. 35-30. Sheds a tackle. Trying to escape out of more. Here he goes. 25-20 near side. Dances out of another tackler. 20. Cuts inside 15. Oh my goodness. To the 10. It's one of the most exciting, incredible runs I've ever seen. And he's down at the 7-yard line.
Finally taken down by number
He had moves that made Elvis blush.
Brady McCollum and I believe Aiden Burris on that right side
9-yard line.
sealed up a wall, a big lane for Rattler to go through, and then making all kinds of moves up downfield, going left, going right, shimmying and shaking, and down inside the 10-yard line.
40 yards, another high snap. Haley's going to have to keep it. He intended to hand it off to Daniels, I believe, but the snap was so high that he just tucked it and ran right behind Daniels to the 5 or the 6. So it'll be a 3-yard gain, but another high snap there. 30 seconds on the clock, 34 on the play clock. You don't have to snap it here. You can just head into the fourth quarter, and that's what Howe's going to do. We're going to take a timeout here. We're at the end of 3. 47-14, Howe in the lead. We're headed to the fourth quarter.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
So if you can't see and wondering why,
So it's the fourth quarter.
Come pick those up. We're here waiting on.
And Howe's on top 47-14. You know, Howe has put some points on the board over here in S&S in years past. In 1991, they set a school record 76 points on this field.
Oh, wow.
And I happened to be a part of that. That was a pretty fun little game over here. Of course, back it was natural grass.
When we say the turf,
day.
Is this the first year of the turf?
It is.
Okay. Nice looking turf here.
So ball at the 6-yard line. We switch side. Howe going towards the south end zone. Man in motion is Murphy. And this is going to be a handoff to Daniels up the middle. Daniels squirts free. Bam, he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Don't correct me. That's Carson Daniels.
Cullen Murphy coming in motion on the jet sweep. Faked it to him, hand it to Daniels. And it seems like the holes are getting bigger being formed by this offensive line. The Carson Daniels literally almost walked into the end zone for the touchdown. And everybody's getting in on the party tonight.
Garcia's extra point is up, and that is good. 53-14. Howe in the lead here at S&S. 54-14. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Your Tech Wave kickoff is about to come up, but your hit exterior scoring drive recap was 4 plays, 70 yards for Howe. It was a 6-yard touchdown by Carson Daniels that ended it. And Howe's new score, 54-14 over S&S. And we're just into the fourth quarter. And here's the Tech Wave kickoff going to be taken by Peg Morgan, and he'll be wrestled down at his own 34-yard line. SNS will take over there with quite a ways to go. 11:48 on the clock here in quarter number 4, Sadler, Texas, where Howe has done a lot of damage over here in years past, and it appears that they're going to move to 26-10 over SNS. Howe has never scored more than 42 points or more in a game 3 times, and they certainly haven't done it 4 times until now.
Wow. The offense is really cooking.
1st and 10, right to left, SNS with Turner in the gun. And he'll turn and hand to Chase Sloan. Crosby can't make the tackle, but right there,
Chase Sloan,
I believe, might have been Michael Riddle and Carson Daniels. And it'll be 2nd down and 9, a minimal gain for Chase Sloan.
Again, the Sloan has just not been able to get anything moving here in the second half.
I wish I knew from Blizzard what his second half rushing totals were, because they're not anywhere close to the first half. 2nd down and 9, and right there was Bryce Crosby in the backfield as he got a quick start. I'm surprised he wasn't offsides there, because he was off the ball so quickly, and as soon as Sloan got the handoff, Crosby was right on his back.
Yeah, he timed the snap. He almost was able to take the handoff. Almost took the handoff from Turner.
Peg Morgan is down. I think he's got some cramps. I think he's going to check out of the game. Hernandez looks like he's checking in, but let's see what's happening here. Are we getting an official timeout, or is he just laying down on the field? What's going on? Maybe SNS called a timeout.
It's got to be.
10:52. I tell you, Howe's offense, look, we got to crunch some numbers here. The offense for Howe has just been remarkable. So coming into this game, the Bulldogs had scored 153 points coming into the game. And you add 54, that's 207 divided by 5. Wait, what? Carry the 1.
This is live math coverage.
Yeah, here we go. Here is Turner wanting to throw deep down the field. It's going to be picked off again. Going the other way, that's Cooper Jones. No, that's Braden Ulmer. To the 5, he scores. It's touchdown time in Texas. Ulmer, a pick 6 for Howe. Is there a flag? There is a flag, apparently.
There's a flag on the play about the 30-yard
I don't see where it's at.
Yeah, it's over here on the 25. No, the 30.
It's hard to see because the lines, the numbers are outlined in yellow.
But it's on SNS, whatever it is.
Okay.
So it's okay.
The play will stand. Pick 6, Braden Ulmer.
What a night Ulmer has had.
A receiving and a pick 6, an interception for a touchdown for Braden Ulmer.
Wow. How averaging at this moment 42.5 points per game.
Ulmer jumped the route and kind of tipped it. Almost thought he was going to juggle it and drop it, but grabbed it and then was a foot race to the end zone.
Jonathan Garcia on for the PAT to try to make it 61. With 10:41 left to go in the game. The kick is up, kick is high, and the kick is good. 61-14, Howe in the lead. 10:41 left to go in the game. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
61-14. I'm never sitting down to do a game again. And I'm going to blame it on that. It's hard to see.
We've been pretty relaxed here.
It's been too relaxed.
Yeah.
That's what it's been. 61-14, Howe in the lead. And your Tech Wave kickoff is a squibber down the middle. It's going to be taken on the far side and slung down very quickly is Chase Feligy. And S&S once again will start deep in their own territory at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Monty is sitting in an office chair, cushioned office chair that on wheels that looks almost like a recliner.
It does.
The back looks like a recliner, if you didn't know.
It's definitely closer to a recliner than an office chair.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, a little bit too comfy tonight, perhaps. Generally, I stand, and I think we're going to go back to doing that, especially against Leonard.
Yeah, we can't fit a chair in the press box at Howe. I don't think
can't. Clark Kent couldn't change in our booth.
With 3 guys like us.
You know who Clark Kent is, right?
I do know who Clark Kent is.
Oh, the young ones. You just never know what they know.
Right.
I mean, I'm far detached at some point from, the millennial. You're not a millennial. You're what?
What is it, Gen Z?
Gen Z?
Yeah.
Hey, it's called Gen Z for a reason, right? You're it. You're the last of the Mohicans.
Oh, no. That doesn't sound too promising.
What comes after Z?
They start numbers.
It's been Roman numbers, right? You'll come up with something. Hey, Caroline, is it as fun down there as it is up here?
It is, yeah. We're having a good time. Can y'all hear them back here?
Maybe you can get a hold of Coach Simmons. Maybe he'll tell us what his thoughts are on this 61-14 lead here.
Yeah, let me try to do that.
So 1st and 10 for S&S, moving right to left from their own 32-yard line. This will be a handoff to Sloan, met it immediately at the line of scrimmage. And not doing nothing. Tank Turner was right there for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
The defensive line just collapsed. I think the offensive line is getting tired of blocking right now at this point. I think everybody's trying to get out of this game without an injury. Let this thing come to a merciful end.
10:08 and rolling here in quarter number 4. 61-14. Howe in the lead. Can you hang 70?
I think you could if you really wanted to.
You need 2 scores to do so. 2nd down and 11. Coach Bryan was a coach here. Here's a handoff to Sloan, who I don't think he wants anymore. As he was hit immediately, I think that's Stevens again with the big play. Stevens may have 20 tackles in this game.
Yeah.
9:37 on the clock. They've been running right at him, and he's been taking care of business.
Sloan's getting the ball, and he's taking 2 or 3 steps, and there's a Howe Bulldog in his face.
Guys, Ryan Huff is warming up over here. It's throwing the ball around a little bit.
Okay, Ryan Huff can throw.
Okay. 3rd down and 13. 9:15 left in the game. And this is going to be a swing out pass by Turner. It's incomplete. Trying to hit Sanchez in the flat. Sanchez had it go right through his hands. It'll be 4th down for S&S from their own 30-yard line, and they'll boot this one away. Sanchez will drop back to do the punting chores, and Cooper Jones still back to return this thing, and he'll stand around the 45-yard line. Now inside the 40. At about the 37.
Cooper doesn't take very many fair catches, so he's probably going to try to return it.
His eyes get pretty big. And Sanchez is going to try to run for the 1st down. He just runs left and avoids 1 tackle and then hit hard, nowhere close to a 1st down. As right there was Carson Daniels, Bo Stevens, Tristan Williams, and Tank Turner to make sure. And now Howe's going to have a great shot to score right here at the S&S 30-yard line thereabouts.
run for the first down.
You wonder, did Sanchez do that on his own?
I don't know. There was nobody on the left side. He just got it. As soon as he cut the snap, he ran.
Crosby a little gimpy running on the other side.
And all those guys converged on him. He wasn't getting around that corner. He wasn't going to get the first down. He wasn't even close.
First and 10 Bulldogs.
So, punt, turnover on downs is what I'm going to mark in my books.
All right, guys, I got Coach Simmons. Coach, we know you're a big defense guy. What do you think about this Howe defensive team?
Well, we started off a little bit slow. That was up on the front. We were kind of giving some gaps to this big running back. He was getting a little fit. But our kids defensively started wearing them down. Kept coming, kept bringing the hammer.
Here's Murphy on the jet sweep from right to left.
Control of the game.
He's going to
that's what I'm proud of him for. And that's what you have to do. You just have to keep bringing it, keep believing it, and that's what our kids did tonight, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
They're a good group, huh? They're a good group of kids.
This is a group we've been waiting for a while. They're here.
That is true. That is true.
We're excited about it. We're excited about them.
Thanks, Coach.
That's a 14-yard gain for Colin Murphy on the jet sweep from right to left. And you got to love the enthusiasm from Coach Simmons. I've got a lot of stories about when he was coaching when I was playing. First and 10, and whistles before this one could get underway. It's Austin Haley at quarterback, not Ryan Huff. But I remember one day in particular in practice, he was working with the offensive lineman, and he was talking about how they need to get low, and you need to be low, and it was a rainy day. And he was talking about how low you need to get. You need to get as low as the earthworms. And at that point, after about a 5-minute dissertation about that, he pulled out one of the longest earthworms out of his mouth that you'd ever seen. And you're like, wow, how did he do? How did he talk all that time with the earthworm in his mouth? Here's a handoff to Rattler up the middle. And he squirts free for maybe 5. After the loss back to the 25, he'll get up to the 18, 17 perhaps. But, yeah, just, if it would – that was one of the strangest things I've ever seen in a football practice.
That's good composure to keep that in your mouth and be able to still talk and sound intelligent.
The earthworm had to be 1.5 feet long. I don't know how he got it in his mouth. 1, 2. I don't know how he talked that long with it in his mouth. Here's Haley, handoff, Rattler, met at the line of scrimmage, escapes that tackle though, and they can't escape the second and third one. And he'll be down at the line of scrimmage, which is the 17 again. Anytime it rained, and he was the offensive lineman coach, and we always would look over there at the offensive linemen, and they were always, in the rain, they were always getting muddy and all that, and he would belly slide.
Oh, wow.
Take about a 15-yard sprint and just slide on his belly through the mud. That was a very common occurrence in the rain for Coach Simmons. But he said, talking to him the other day, it's 3rd down and about 7 or 8 here for Howe with the ball on the SNS 17. Clock at 6:51. Haley's going to drop back, set up the screen, the middle screen to Rattler. He's got the 5. He's into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas again. And Howe hits 67 on the scoreboard, awaiting the PAT with 6:39 left to go in the game.
Howe still throwing the ball. I mean, there's a screen, middle of the field to Rattler. He kind of let the defensive line come through and then lofted over the line into the hands of Rattler, and there was hardly anybody there. Just had to outrun a couple of defenders. And that's going to be, his 3rd, maybe 4th touchdown of the night.
And the PAT by Garcia is up and true, and it's 68-14. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Boy, hit exteriors are getting their money's worth tonight.
They really are.
4 plays, 66 yards on the drive for Howe, capped off by a 17-yard touchdown from Haley to Rattler. Here's a bounding kick. Going to be taken by Hernandez up the middle and brought down by Ethan Mayo on the far hash. And S&S will take possession at their own 34, it appears, or 36 rather. .6:33 left to go in the game. And Howe's got 68 on the board. Now, Lance Bryan was a coach over here at S&S.
Yeah.
And he was the DC, you know, and things didn't go right that year. And even though they didn't go right, you know, he was looking for his first head coaching job and didn't get it over here in S&S. Here is a handoff to Chase Sloan up the middle, and he's going to be brought down by Carson Daniels and company. It'll be a minimal gain, maybe 4 yards up to the 39-yard line, 3 yards to the 39. So you wonder, you know, hey, if you don't get the job somewhere, you ever, you know, just you might take it personally at some point. I don't know if that's happened. I don't know. But you know, hey, if somebody doesn't hire you, you kind of at some point want to make them see that, hey, maybe you made a wrong decision. I don't know.
Kind of rub it in just a little bit, maybe?
Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but here's a handoff to Sloan to the right side, and he's still churning his feet. Bo Stevens is going to finally drag him down as Stevens had to run across the field and grab him to the 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
So do you think at this point in the season, is this Howe team where you thought they would be? Are they better than what you thought they'd be? Maybe not as good as you thought they'd be? Or they are what we thought they are?
I think offensively they're better than what I thought they'd be just because of the influx of Antoine Rattler.
I agree.
He's made this thing a completely different machine. Defensively is kind of a complete shock to me that they're this good. Here's a handoff, Sloan again to the right side, and he'll gain 4 or 5, maybe 3, to the 44-yard line. Defensively, you know, they're coming off of a season where they were giving up well over 400 yards per game, 460 per game, which is an enormous amount of yards. By far the most any Howe team's ever given up, by far. Now, yes, you were in the Little Big 12. You were playing Mineola, Mount Vernon, Winsboro, Rains, all those, you know. But it's a complete turnaround. Mm-hmm. Now, you're playing different teams. I'll give you that. And here is Turner in jail behind the line. He's going to be hammered down by Tank Turner for a tackle for loss back near the 48-yard line. But defensively, you know, up front, I mean, it's, you know, you look at Crosby and Walker and Turner, and that's pretty salty. And then you know, you get outside of that, you got Bo Stevens and you got Cooper Jones on the outside backers. I mean, what Bo Stevens has been able to do this season is beyond shocking to, I think, anyone. Obviously, he's a first-time varsity player, but stepping up on varsity for the first time and doing what he's doing is jaw-dropping, to be honest with you. It's 3rd down and 11 for S&S. 3:36 left to go. Turner wants to throw deep ball left side, guarded by Williams is Sanchez, but it's thrown out of bounds and incomplete.
There is a flag on the play.
It's over here
Closer
on the near side. And I guess it could be another hold. If it is, it was right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, right at the line of scrimmage.
You're right. This defense, I mean, it seems like each week there's another playmaker. I mean, Garen Langford's another guy who, you know, had a great a great game last week, was making some good tackles. Matt Hayes has had two interceptions tonight. And so it seems like each week some player, somebody we haven't seen all season long is emerging on that defense. And you're right, I think the defense, I'm surprised they're as good as they are.
So Haley needed 211 yards passing to hit 5,000 for his career. Here is Sloan wanting to throw it, and this one's going to be a skip one hop to Sanchez. I believe Haley's hit that mark. We'll hear from Blizzard, but Haley needed 211 passing yards coming into tonight to hit 5,000 for his career. It's just remarkable. So 4th down for S&S. There's exactly 3 minutes on the clock, but it's rolling. We're under 3 now. Haley is at 177, so not quite at 5,000. 4th and 6, and the punt is a high end-over-end punt. No return on this one as it bounces at the 15, rolls inside the 10, and will be killed inside the 6-yard line. And right there, Howe will take over at their own 6. A long way to go if you're going to get over to 70. There's 2:26 on the clock, and we'll see what head coach Lance Bryan tries to do here. Are you going to send out Austin Haley? Are you going to send out Ryan Huff? You're close to the end zone on the other side. Do you want to take that risk?
I think I see Huff. I don't think I see Haley.
So I think it is Huff.
And man, Rattler's got over 200 total yards.
And Caden Dunn into the game.
Tonight. I think Rattler's got to be the player of the game.
So the horses are out. I agree. Rattler, boy, he could do anything he wanted tonight, couldn't he? Here is Huff handing off to Caden Dunn up the middle. Squirts free for a few yards, maybe 5 up to the 11-yard line.
Number 21, Caden Dunn.
We're at the 2-minute mark now in this game.
Tackle made by Justin Petty.
Fans are still packed in there in the middle on the far side, but the edges have cleared out a little bit.
Student section still going strong on that far side.
A lot of black T-shirts over there tonight. Lots of black T-shirts. Howe milking this thing down. 13 on the play clock, 1:35 left to go in the game. Handoff to Dunn again on the left side, trying to turn the corner. Does for a moment. Gets a good block by Tristan Williams on the edge. As Williams ran the defender out of bounds and on his back. And it'll be 3rd down, I believe. Or is there a flag?
Flag. Holding against Howe.
And maybe that might have been on Tristan. It was a great block on the far side, but might have grabbed him a little bit. That stops the clock at 1:25.
Caden Dunn's got some wheels. He got some real speed back there in the backfield.
That'll move it back to the 6-yard line where the original line of scrimmage began. And the clock now rolling at 1:15. Lots of people moving in and out of this football game.
I think you got some second string in there, and so trying to get the right personnel on the field.
Cooper Jones into the game here.
Play clock's about to run.
We're getting ready for the victory formation is what we're getting ready for. And there's the knee. So
probably just have to snap it one more time.
Yep, one more time should do it. Who gets the victory light tonight? 68-14. Looks like Howe's going to turn it on here in just a few minutes.
And I think they're fine and they're tuned up and just about ready. I think they got penalties to clean up, but I think they're tuned up and ready for district play.
There's the final snap. Howe, your Bulldogs are 4-1 for the first time since 2016. It's been a while. 68-14. Your Howe Bulldogs win tonight over here in S&S. And they're about to turn the victory light on.
Pretty dominating night by Howe, especially here in that second half. There were some question marks there in the first half, but cleaned up in the second half and really put this thing away.
Hey guys, we're about to head into our post-game show, which is brought to you by Texoma Land Realty Team. I'm going to head down there. I got to check on somebody's neck. Apparently it's a stiff neck. We're going to check on that, and I'll be back here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
All right, welcome back here to Ram Stadium in Sadler, Texas. The Bulldogs have just won tonight, 68-14 over the S&S Rams. I'm Justin White, alongside Jake Roberts, Caroline Slauson, Blake the Blizzard Burnett. This is the the Texas Land and Realty post-game show. Make sure I get that right here. Texas Land and Realty Team post-game show. And Caroline is down the field. I think she's waiting for Coach Brian to talk to him. And they just did the school song, and he's talking to the players right now. It was pretty dominating performance here tonight by Howe. Jake, I'll talk to you for a little bit. And the first half, there were a couple of sloppy moments defensively, at the end of the first half, but they really cleaned things up in the second half. Didn't let Chase Sloan get going on the ground, and then offensively, Antoine Rattler was just unstoppable.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Rattler was like really impressive to watch. He did his thing, and he is so hard to tackle when he's in open space. You've got to have 2 or 3 people, and you've got to be lucky enough to be able to, wrap him up and keep him wrapped up. And Howe's offense is so fine-tuned this year. I mean, last year they were good, but this year they just feel more professional. I don't know if that's the exact word for it, but.
Well, you think about running, their leading rusher, I believe, was Carson Daniels with a little over 500 yards. That was their leading rusher. I bet Antoine Rattler may have close to 500 yards this season at this point of the halfway.
I would bet he has over.
Either way, they're doing a lot better on the ground halfway through the season, and they're 4-1. They'll have a bye week next week, kind of clean up some injuries. We're worried about a little bit about Malin Walker. See if apparently everything is fine, according to Caroline. Everything's fine. And but any kind of other nagging injuries, they'll be able to heal those up during the bye week. And then 2 weeks, it starts for real. They play Leonard there at Bulldog Stadium.
How did Leonard do tonight?
They were up 45-0 on Tom Bean at the middle third quarter last I checked.
That's Blake the Blizzard Burnett you're hearing from. Blake, what are your thoughts here on the game?
The defense. We talked at halftime that Chase Sloan was killing the defense, just running between the tackles, getting behind his guard. Coaches made great adjustments at halftime to stop that, and his average per carry in the first half was 4.5, and I think it was 2.5 in the second half.
All right, Caroline, I think you got Coach Brian. I see her near him. I think Coach Brian's going Coach Brian's going to go talking to one of the S&S players. You got Antoine?
Yeah. All right. Antoine. Okay, so in our book, you are the player of the game. Let me get your stats up here. You had 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving, 177 yards. Is that correct, or 200?
He had 200 total.
200 total yards.
182 rushing, 18 receiving.
182 rushing, 18 receiving. Can you just put me in your mind when you're about to when they're about to snap the ball? What is running through your mind?
Before the ball snap, I'm just I'm about to make a play, so I'm ready to make a play. And when that play is made, I'm
You're like on to the next, because what I'm hearing from everybody about you is you just like to run. You like to go. You get up and you go.
Yeah, that's correct.
So so what do you want from this team and this offense this coming up? Now district starts. What is it that you want from this team?
There's really nothing else we need. We just need focus more, I say.
All right. Well, listen, we love watching you play, and good luck. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you. No, you're good. We got nothing but time. Is he okay?
All right, and that was Antoine Rattler with the interview there, and getting ready to talk to Coach Bryan. I think Coach Bryan just had to stop to speak to someone else.
There's a lot of people knowing. There's a lot of Howe and SNS people here. There's 1, 2, 3 players here that are talking to an SNS player.
I'm sure they probably know each other just from growing up playing each other in Pee Wee leagues and other sports and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know it during the game. You wouldn't know.
What's that?
You wouldn't have known during the game.
Yeah.
But I love the good sportsmanship.
So 68-14 was the final score over the SNS Rams. Again, we talked about in 2 weeks they'll play Leonard there at Howe. And now we got Coach Bryan.
All right, Coach Bryan. So you have been here at SNS. What is it like for you to come back and see these kids again?
You know, they're great kids, and you know, I really love these kids. Whenever I was here, I wasn't here real long, but built some deep relationships when I was here, and I've kept up with a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them the last couple of days, and so you know, it's good to see them, and you know, they're all grown up, because when I was here, they were all middle schoolers, so they're all, you know, real little and impressionable, and so I'm just happy that they remember me fondly, and so it's good because I remember them the same way, and so it's good to see those guys.
Okay, so let's talk about this team. Well, I am going to ask you about what your goals are, but what are your thoughts on this game on tonight? What do you think of this team?
You know, we challenged the defense at halftime. You know, 14 points isn't very many, you know, and so that's a good defensive performance overall. You know, we definitely challenged them at halftime. We wanted to pitch a shutout in the second half, and the guys rose up and did that. And we had some adjustments we needed to make, and they've got some good players. They're running backs every bit as big as Cooper Jones, and so, you know, he's a load, and, you know, they've got some weapons. And so we had to neutralize them. I thought we did a good job of that in the second half. And then, you know, offensively, we've been clicking, and our big emphasis was we didn't want to kill ourselves on a drive. And, you know, I think we only punted once, and you know, we put it together on offense, and so overall it was a good night for them too.
It was a good night. It was a fun game to watch. Okay, so we're going to bye week. You have a week off, and then so what are your goals? District starts. Obviously, this is, you know, step above. What are your goals for the week off? What are your plans with this team?
You know, goals for the week off, you know, we're going to pull back a little bit. We're going to, you know, we're still going to work hard, and we're still going to practice hard, but, you know, we are going to, you know, shorten things up and, you know, give the kids a little bit more time of rest, and coaches too. You know, everybody needs a little bit of a break mid-season, but we're still going to go to work. I mean, the coaches are going to work still, and so, but, you know, but goals for the season, you know, we never talked about goals for the season. And I know that's kind of weird. We never talked about that. The only goal we had was light it up. And I know I've said that a lot, and it's kind of a cliche, but it's a simple goal. And, you know, if we do that, then we're going to achieve a lot of things in the long run. And so that's the only goal we have.
Hey, and it's working. Okay, final question. Your finishing touches. What are those finishing touches you want before district?
You know, we got to increase physicality a little bit, and we did that. We've done that really well in spurts. You know, we've got to do that. Execution penalties. You know, we played a lot cleaner tonight, and so that was a big point of emphasis, and we did that. And you know, ball security's been a big deal. And I know we threw an interception, but on a busted play, kind of in the end zone, it's a 2-point play. You got to throw it up, and so you know that's a turnover, but it's not really a turnover. And so ball security's been a lot better, and you know, penalties were a lot better too, and so that was a big point. So that was an improvement, but you know, we're not going to stop emphasizing that because you know we've obviously had some troubles with that, so we're going to keep hammering down on that.
All right. Well, good luck, or congratulations on this one, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, thank you, Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Bryan seems pretty confident. Feels pretty good where the team is at this point in the season. Blake, did you want to do some stats?
Yeah, Coach Bryan should be the Bulldogs at 4-1 heading into district play. That's a big deal for the town, as we had the whole town in Sadler tonight for the game here at Ram Stadium. Howe had a great crowd tonight. But yeah, we can jump into stats. Howe was led on offense by Antoine Rattler, 18 carries, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That is 10.2 yards a carry on the night for Rattler. Austin Haley had 4 carries for 28. Cooper 1 carry for 1 yard. It was a touchdown. Carson Daniels had 3 carries for 10 yards and 2 touchdowns. Caden Dunn had a late carry in the game, 1 for 6 yards. Passing tonight, the Bulldogs didn't have to pass the ball much tonight, as Austin Haley was only 6 for 10 for 177 yards, but with 3 touchdowns. Colin Murphy was actually the leading receiver, well, reception-wise. He had 2 catches for 35 yards. Cooper Jones, 1 catch for 40 yards. It was a touchdown. Ryan Huff, 1 for 19. Braden Ulmer, 1 for 65 and a touchdown. And do it all, Antoine Radler had 1 for 18, and it was a touchdown as well. So the touchdown passes were to Cooper, Braden Ulmer, and Antoine Radler for Austin Haley tonight. We'll go to S&S, as their big man tonight was Chase Sloan, who had 29 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. They also had Kevin Sanchez throw a 6-yard touchdown pass to Daniel Hernandez on a trick play right before halftime in the second quarter. On defense, Howe was led by Bo Stevens with 14 tackles. Carson Daniels had 10 tackles. Matt Hayes had 9 tackles and 2 interceptions. Cooper Jones had 5 tackles. Bryce Crosby 6. Malin Walker 4. Tank Turner 4. Braden Ulmer had 3 tackles and a pick 6. Tristan Williams 3 tackles. Austin Haley 1 tackle. Didn't play much defense tonight. Colin Murphy stepped in for him. He had 1 tackle and an interception. Colton Little 5 tackles. 4 of those were on special teams. Ethan Mayo 3 tackles. 2 of those were on special teams. Michael Riddle stepped up in the second half and played nose guard. He had 4 tackles, and Garen Linkford had 6 tackles at his corner spot. S&S was led on defense by Chase Sloan with 8 tackles. He also had a sack. Justin Petty had 5, Daniel Hernandez 3, Brett Stewart 2, Kevin Sanchez 2, Pay Morgan with only 2, Jackson Butterworth 2, and Vincent Fernandez with 1.
Man, Bo Stevens with 14 tackles. Unbelievable. He had a great game.
They were running right at him, and he was holding his ground all night.
Yeah, accepted the challenge. We want to take a break real quick and come back with highlights. This is the Texas Land and Realty Team post-game show. We'll be back here in just a second with highlights.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotexoma.com for your small business needs today.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome back. We're going to go over these highlights, and we're going to get the heck out of Sadler, Texas, and back home to Howe, where the victory light's already turned on. It was turned on by Andrew Harvey, the defensive coordinator, who only allowed 14 points tonight. And after last season, if you give up 14 points, you get to turn on the victory light, and that's what Andrew Harvey did tonight. Right. So let's go over the highlights tonight. S&S started with the football first at their own 44-yard line. It took 3 plays into the game, and it was Matt Hayes who started a career night for him.
play. Stewart going to throw across the middle. It's going to be picked off. Matt Hayes at the 41. Outside, right to left at the 40, 35. Hayes cuts it inside. He's swung down at the 20-yard line.
That put Howe in great shape at the SNS 20-yard line. They only needed 6 plays to score, and it was Cooper Jones on the wild dog.
Jones diving over the top. He's into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas.
That made it 7-0 with 7:57 left to go in the first. SNS took it at their own 32-yard line and then turned it back over to Howe at the 47. It only took them 2 plays, and Haley hit Jones.
To left. Haley drops back 3 steps. Looks right. Bubble screen to Cooper Jones. And he's got a lot of running room to the 30, 25. Trying to find the corner of the end zone. 10-5. Runs over a defender at the 3-yard line. And it's touchdown time in Texas.
2 plays, 47 yards on the drive. Haley to Jones, 14-0. Howe led with 4:51 left to go in the first. The next possession, Matt Hayes picked off his second pass of the game, and Howe took it at the 26-yard line of SNS and only needed 3 plays, and it was Carson Daniels.
Haley handoff Rattler, and it appears that Rattler is going to play it over. Or is it Carson Daniels?
It was Carson Daniels, and Caroline was quick to thank Caroline because she helped me out tonight. 3 plays, 26 yards on the drive, made it 21-0 with 3:11 left to go in the first quarter. SNS took it at their own 32-yard line. They started to ground and pound a little bit. They went 8 plays, 68-yard drive, and scored on a 15-yard touchdown by Sloan.
Again, Sloan, right side. And he cuts through this time 5, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Chase Sloan and SNS.
That made it 21-7 with 11:18 left to go in the second. Howe took it at their own 35-yard line. Only needed 1 play. It was Haley to Ulmer.
Left side, throws down the field. That's going to be wide open. Is Rattler. He crosses midfield. Hayes fast. He's got the 30. He's got the 20. Look out. Go Pioneers. Rattler in the end zone at the same time in Texas. That's 75 yards. That's Ulmer.
Yeah, that was Braden Ulmer. Sorry, Ulmer family. Yeah, Rattler had a great game, but Ulmer did too, and that was sorry for the Ulmer family there. But yeah, Ulmer looked like Rattler. He was shot out of a cannon, as we say about Rattler. So 1 play, 65 yards on the drive, made it 28-7. Howe in the lead with exactly 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. SNS took the ball, a ground and pound game again, and they went 15 plays, 67 yards for the score, and it was a crazy flip-flop pass, lateral, and back to Hernandez in the end zone.
Sanchez on the screen, throwing it in the end zone on a trick play, and that's going to be a touchdown for SNS.
Hernandez caught it about 8 yards deep in the corner of the end zone to cut the Howe lead 28-14 with 4:24 left to go in the second as they took nearly 6 minutes off the clock on that drive. Howe took it with 4:20 on the clock at their own 40-yard line, drove 7 plays, 60 yards, and yes, it was Rattler.
This is going to be Rattler on the left side looking for a cut. He's got a cut. He's got more than that. He's got a touchdown. Rattler around the left.
7 plays, 60-yard drive, made it 34-14, and that was our halftime score. Moving on into the second half, Howe took it as they lost the coin toss. They took it on the first part of the half, couldn't do anything with it, gave it over to SNS, and then it was the Murphy zone.
Here is Stewart wanting to throw deep down the field. A beat on it is Colin Murphy, and did he get it? Wow. What a pick by the Murph.
Picked it out of the sky, went way up for it. That gave Howe the ball at the 47-yard line. Howe needed 4 plays to go the 53-yard distance. Once again, it was Rattler.
Rattler again. This time he's going to be trapped in the backfield. Look out. Spins the other way, looking for a block from Haley. Gets a block from Haley. Inside the 5. It's touchdown time in Texas.
That made it 40-14 with 6:06 left to go in the third. SNS took it at their own 21, couldn't do anything with it. Howe took it at the 27-yard line, and once again, it was Rattler.
He is a superstar on the right side of the offensive line, and he's in for a touchdown.
47-14 after Rattler's third touchdown of the game. 3:35 left to go in the third. SNS had to punt it back to Howe with 1:50 left to go in the third at their own 30-yard line. It was 4 plays later, 70 yards later, and it was Carson Daniels for his second touchdown of the night.
And this is going to be a handoff to Daniels at the middle. Daniels squirts free. Bam, he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas.
And that made it 54-14 with 1:55 left to go in the third. And then SNS took it at their own 34. 3 plays later, it was Ulmer. Ulmer made it 60-14, eventually 61-14. And then a punt turnover on down. Howe took it at their own 17. They had a 17-yard touchdown from Haley to Rattler.
Set up the screen, the middle screen to Rattler. He's got the 5. He's into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas again. And Howe with 67 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, make it 68 after the 4-play 66-yard drive, and that was our final score. 68-14, Justin White. Hey, we went through a lot of 0 and 22.
Oh, man.
We suffered through it. Caroline, Blake, Jake, we all went through it. Good times are here.
Yeah, we've been on the receiving end of that. It was good to be on the giving end of that, I guess. But yeah, the good times are here.
You know, it wasn't very long ago we were the SNS.
Yes.
It wasn't very long. It was about 6 games ago, if I remember right. So
seems like years ago now.
Howe 4-1, a great start to the season. But let me tell you what, there is a showdown of huge implications, and the biggest game Howe has played in 6 years coming up in 2 weeks against the Leonard Tigers, and it's going to be a classic. It's one of those that you already know. If ESPN Classic was in high school football, this coming matchup would be an ESPN Classic. It's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, this is where you wish Dave Campbell's football was coming that week.
You know,
it'd be a good game.
You know, you want to be good enough to be in games like that. You know, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be good enough to where it mattered. Well, it matters now. And it's going to be good times in 2 weeks. Don't know the outcome, but it's going to be a game. And both teams are going to be very excited for it. It's a must-win to start the district. And that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, and we got the bye week that's come right at the right time. Again, kind of nurse some nagging injuries and just kind of reset. As Coach Bryan said, kind of get everybody a rest. And, in 2 weeks it all starts. Everything starts counting then.
You know, I'm going to tell you what, we've got the best broadcast crew in all of North Texas, maybe even Texas in the Class 3A division. I'll put them up against anybody. Our guys and girls right here, I think I think we're pretty good. So I appreciate all that y'all do. For Caroline Slauson, for Blake Burnett, for Jake Roberts, for Justin White. I'm Monty Walker. We got 2 weeks, and we will see you in the big showdown with Leonard. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on the same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Bullard Construction. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Don's Smokehouse, Goodfellas Barbershop.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.